3, 4 in the morning on the Tuesday. I would not last the rest of the week. I got responsibilities too. Thursday I could do, even though I'm KO Friday, but at least I could recover on Saturday. But I don't got the fortitude to like on a Monday or Tuesday night. I can't. I'll be like a zombie the rest of the week.
Yeah.
And I have to be able to like think properly also. And I have to be able to like think properly in the morning.
I feel freaking. I'm like,
I'm starting from that. I mean, can we start, Lewis, already? Can we start? I mean, and if he joins us later. I mean,
yeah. No, yeah, we can start.
You and I already been
don't know
talking.
what's going on with Antonia right now.
You and I already been. So I know my character, man. I'm planning on starting her at Daggerford.
For me as well. I'm gonna start there too.
I'm not gonna like play around too much at Daggerford, yeah. So I guess we have to make a determination whether our characters knows each other or not, or at least they know of each other. You know, if they're both from the same town, they know of each other for a fact.
Right.
Now, I mean, what I kind of had done in Shackled City, but never really kept up with it, was like making a bunch of handouts. But I'm gonna be staying on top of it this time. Also, a lot of these handouts, I've also they're player controlled, so anytime the players wanted to make their own notes, you know, they can do it. They can just click on your journal entry, and like all the handouts are right there.
Yeah, I noticed that towards the end of Shackle City, like all of our notes was in handouts, so I was using those hard body.
Like I forgot
about all that.
I got this handout for your treasure. You can click edit and add in, you know, who claimed what items, what gear you have. I have the lists right there. Coins, magic items, weapons, armor, wonders, you know, all that shit's there. I got a campaign logbook set up for you guys. You know, if you wanted to put down any particular like special notes you want to keep in mind, or try and remember, either NPCs of note, organizations of note, locations and sites, whatever. You know, I've got a bestiary for like creatures that you face. You know, you put an entry, or put notes, or put whatever.
Oh, we have to roll for our character, right? Or point play.
I've got a PC's contacts and relationships thing here.
Oh, I see it. Yenya, she's in this campaign too.
No, that's just there as a placeholder, like a template.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, like a template.
Oh, Martha Lane already making an appearance. That was fast. I was expecting when they're like level 9 plus or something.
I've got maps. I've got I showed this to Charter earlier. Boom! I've got the an entry on Daggerford.
Yeah, the Vindicators. They're like, like Voltron.
Got maps.
Like every piece in Voltron is important. That's the Vindicators, man.
I've got a calendar. Right.
You got Keith, the Leighton, and the Black Dragon, and everybody else there.
You scroll down. You got I got the year, and the month, and the day, the season, the moon phase.
Why can't we use Earth Day dates like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday?
Because I'm trying to keep
be immersed in the lore.
I'm trying to make this as immersive as possible.
Fine. Green grass, spring equinox. Wow.
Well, if you scroll down, I have it listed. I guess I could put Kai Thorn. I could put month 6, but it's the 6 months, so it's June. It's the equivalent.
Yeah, I mean, you could
95.
keep like that. 1374 year of the thunderstorm day. Month one or the third month.
Shoot, they even upload PDFs in here. So like I tested it by uploading
Oh, you could put the books there.
I uploaded the Forgotten Realms setting book.
Oh wow, cool,
No.
But I can
cool.
upload other books. I need to get a I need to I'm gonna do this on probably on the weekend. Set up a music playlist.
Duchy of the
It says he
Daggerford
can't
regional
see
map.
anyone. It's the and reconnect isn't weird. Reconnect doesn't work.
Yo, put the map, Lewis, for Daggerford. It looks like a nice little cozy town with a little Lord's Manor. Put the map, Lewis, so like Matt can see it.
Oh,
Daggerford.
the Daggerford town
Yeah,
map.
it even has like a river with ships on there. It doesn't look like a bad place to live. Look at that. Little small, town. Look at it. Even has the walls around to
Yeah, you could
protect
click.
ship.
You can. It'll zoom in if you click on it. If you scroll down.
Uh-huh.
Oh no, not that map. I'm thinking of another map.
Taverns.
The
The
Prince made
Happy Cow.
small. The Happy Cow. There's a
Do they have like good food there? Happy Cow. Lady Luck Tavern. River Shining Tavern. Places my character does not hang out in. She's a proper lady. Legal services.
tries to avoid temptations. Reconnect. So I guess he reloaded and you reloaded. Yeah, of course he reloaded. You can hear us. You just can't see
Who?
us.
Who, Antonio? I don't hear him. Is he here?
He's in there. We can't hear or see him, but I think he can hear
I
us.
only see the picture of Luna, which looks dope. I'm gonna refresh my camera then to see.
I'm gonna reconnect also.
I could see Antonio trying to like refresh his camera, but it doesn't show.
Yeah, when I hit reconnect, it reconnects everyone but him.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, that's kind of weird. He never had trouble before connecting.
Remember, I was having issues with Google browser. I stopped using Google for Roll20. So
I'm using Brave now.
I
I used the Brave browser.
started using a Firefox for Roll20.
Yeah, I used to use Firefox. I'm using Brave now. It's a good browser.
He can't hear us either. Huh.
I'll try Chrome. I'll try to use something else. Try to
Yeah,
use.
how do I change the picture for my I think I probably have to do it on this page. Yeah, do it on this page. My profile. And then I have to change that image.
So,
Choose this image.
so who's gonna throw this out loud? We're missing a cleric. Although, who knows? We might be able to get by without a cleric for a while, maybe. Because we have a summoner, we have a paladin, and they got limited healing. And the witch is probably like a wizard. They're probably going to be like very weak at first, but then eventually they'll bloom to be like the most powerful force in existence. Yeah, Chrome. Yeah, Chrome is acting weird. I know Firefox. Yeah.
I hope.
What?
So I changed my picture. Now you can see my picture now.
Oh, let me see.
Uh
Take your camera off. It'll go to the picture. I don't see your picture.
oh, I gotta do that. Boom.
Is that your character?
No,
Huh?
wait.
That looks like a gunslinger. You playing a gunslinger?
No.
It's the Adelar.
I see like a gunslinger there. Like he's holding two guns.
You got your Arcanist.
But I could have sworn I refreshed it already.
I think you have to leave. Well, the way I
Okay,
did
now
it.
now I see Antonio and hear him.
Yeah,
I'm
Antonio.
Okay.
back. Let's go.
Yeah,
It was
Antonio.
fucking Chrome. It was Chrome.
No,
Yeah.
Chrome. Yeah, I don't use Chrome no more, man. I use Brave. I used Firefox. I use also, but I like Brave. My son got me into that.
I
I'm
mean,
like, oh
I
shit,
use
Brave is not
Chrome.
bad.
I normally use Chrome, but like, what was it like a few years ago? Like, it was just feeling. I'd say like 3, 4, maybe 5 years ago, Chrome was just being really stupid with Roll 20,
Yeah.
with
It
just Roll
just
20.
updated last week, and I think that's what broke it.
What did Chrome or Roll 20?
Yeah.
Oh,
You
yeah.
gotta
So
like to switch
I've been using
your photo, man.
I've been
You
using
have to like
Firefox with
exit this room
Roll
and then go
20
to your
ever since.
profile.
I haven't had
When
any
you exit
issues
this room, like
so
in your main
far. So.
profile, then it'll let you change it. It won't let you change it here. You have to
Yeah,
go.
I changed it on my main profile. It should be fixed now.
I
Oh,
still
it's
see.
not. I still let me refresh my.
Ooh,
Yeah, I
look
still
at
see.
my
Let me
shit.
refresh.
She looking good. Oh.
You're not
Yeah,
the only one.
fucking.
You're not the only
Sophia
one.
looks
Check
dope.
out my character. Check out my character. Look at that.
Yo,
Look at
Sophia,
that.
Sophia
Yo, we
is
got
the
two, yo,
starlight.
we got two bad boss bitches
Oh,
over
she
here.
got a.
We got two bad boss bitches over here.
Yo, it changed on my end, so I know eventually
Is
it'll
she
change on your
blind?
guys.
No, it's not.
Yeah, look like
Oh,
she's
where is
blind.
she? She like an oracle? She like.
That's what I thought. I was like, you're making an oracle? We switched up?
Yeah, no,
No,
she
she's
is.
a dope looking witch,
An
man.
oracle don't need eyes. They can just freaking like
Well, I know when you play an oracle, you pick like what
a
are they
curse.
called? Yeah, like a curse. But like
Curse,
in
yeah.
exchange for taking the curse, you get like all these special abilities.
Lewis,
There's
Lewis,
one
but
for being
I'm not gonna do
blind, but
this.
the oracle gets like blind sight when they take.
Yo, Oracle's a good class. I'm not gonna do it. I was so tempted to. I'm like, nah, I'm gonna keep true. I'm gonna play a straight paladin. But I was tempted to freaking multi-class into Oracle with my paladin. But I'm like, nah, I'm not gonna do that. I'm gonna stick straight paladin. But Oracle has some good synergy with paladins, though. Very good synergy.
I've been reading the Mesmerist, Lewis. I gotta
Oh, I
stop.
was reading on it too because I see you talking about Mesmerist.
I gotta
I
stop.
read it. I like it too. They're like master debuffers. They could
I'm
debuff
about to fucking change
they
my
could give
class.
people like -7 to attack, -7 to AC. I want your Mesmerist to play with hierarchy.
Yo.
That will
Yo,
that will save penalty. There's no save.
yeah.
There's no
There's
save on that
no
either.
save.
My God, if you're Mesmerist, yo,
It's not a huge penalty, but it does go up to -3 later. But I think there's a feat that pumps it up another one.
yo, a Mesmerist. Well, I'm not playing in that campaign, but if I was playing in that campaign, I would actually make an enchanter, a wizard, because everything freaking an enchanter. What sucks about an enchanter is that everything is like a will save. But with a mesmerist there to give everybody like -9 to will save, I'm like, hell yeah, I'm making an enchanter. It's actually viable.
All right, so I'm modifying my character's background a little more to make it a little more palatable, for a game like this and for the setting that we've been provided. And I really wanted to really kind of cement Adler in with the basically the royalty that was poisoned, the Duchess family. I wanted to tie him in with that.
Oh, the
And
Daggerford family.
yeah, I wanted to have it basically where during the time of troubles he was around like 15, and so he was studying to just become a normal conjurer because he had aptitude for just for conjuration magic. So he was just learning that, and then while he was with his master and doing just like going through just a basic rudimentary like lesson, was during the time that magic failed, and wild magic fucking started taking over, as you already mentioned, during the time of troubles and the history information that you gave us. So I was gonna have it where, as a result of like of him trying to conjure, and then at the same time, that's when the wild magic surge started to happen worldwide. What ended up happening to him is he got um his physical body stayed in the realms, but his soul was transposed with the pale ladies. So his essence was sent to the far realms, and it opened up a way for her essence to be switched into his body. And so it was like he was possessed by like her essence during that time. And so they kept him. They thought he was crazy, so they locked him away. And then after the time of troubles was over, um, his everything got switched back to normal. His soul was sent back to his body, and she was sent back to her realm. But a connection was made between the two, and also the connection, because they connected. That contact shattered his mind. So they kept him locked away because he was insane. And so he was part of the Daggerford family, and they kind of used that also as a reason because he's locked up. They didn't worry about having to kill him off so that they could use the power vacuum to take over because he was already committed.
That's pretty cool.
And okay, so let's pick a connection to the family. I'm thinking the wife's maybe a relative of his wife
Mm-hmm.
of the
That works.
yeah
I'd be like a distant cousin or something because my last name is different, so it doesn't have to be
yeah.
like
Well, that's what I was
direct.
yeah. Um, where's the thing? Okay,
Yeah.
we're
But
like
that's the only reason why they kept me around is because of
here it
my
is.
family
Yeah,
name.
Quill, great shout. Yeah, this thing killed him off. Uh, Quill, great shout, Daggerford. His sister, his sister, Lady Brown. And oh, okay, so let's
And then and also
Lady
the
Brown
Duke. I think the brother
and his
of
bastard brother, Lord Llewellyn.
yeah. So
Damn,
I wanted to
all three of
basically
those NPCs.
all of that, right.
They're like major NPCs too. Like they had write ups and everything, but but the Age of Worms was like, nah, they're dying. I was like, oh shit.
Damn.
I
Um,
kind I kind
I
of have to
can
make
say we can do bastard brother Lord Llewellyn. We can do a relative of the bastard.
Okay, yeah, let's do that. So
Maybe
I could be the bastard's nephew.
well, yeah, you'd be a nephew or even I don't know how old the guy's supposed to be, but even the son, even a son. Up to you, but yeah, we can do nephew, son.
I can do the son. Yeah, we do the son.
yeah.
Lord Llewellyn Long. This is why knowing age is important. Because I'm assuming Quill is not a young guy, but
Right.
let's see. When did
But yeah, he basically came back and like they thought he was nuts because he keeps saying that he can do magic, but no one he tries and they look at him and no magic ever comes out, so they just think that he's insane. But in actuality, what happened was like after having first contact with the pale lady, I mean, yeah, she shattered his mind. He actually is crazy, but well, he's not lying. It's just that she corrupted him on a physical level, so it affected the way his magic manifests too. So when he casts magic, it actually has an invisible visual effect.
right?
But it's just the spell itself is invisible, but it's actually for a real spell that was casted. And so I wanted to have that for him, and also have like his flaws reflect like his mental affliction. Like I gave him insomnia, and then I also gave him like
Oh,
that one.
this would be interesting. Okay, so Quill Daggerford's actually when he was assassinated, he was 41.
Okay,
So we could say his brother. Yeah, we could say his brother, the son of his brother. So that would make you Quill's bastard master. Yeah, nephew. son of a bastard.
Hmm.
And yeah, and your character was, I guess the family had, um, like you said, sent you to go get some formal wizard training, and
And shit went wrong. And they try to use healers to heal it, but for some reason the healing magic never worked.
so you're like a uh you're one of those noble family secrets, because it's like,
Yeah, that's basically what they locked her away because they didn't want that shit leaking out.
Well,
Right. But now
huh?
that everybody got assassinated, it doesn't matter anymore.
because it was like, it's like, oh, he had you as an illegitimate son, right? On top of already being a bastard uh, brother to the main lineage, has you. So, you know, family's family, right? They're like, well, let's at least turn him into something useful. So they send you off to a formal training. You're partially into wizard studies, so you get your spellcraft and your arcana ranks up. You're,
Mhm.
just about, you're getting ready to start like
Yeah.
learning how
Just learning, right?
learning how to start spell books works. But before you ever even step half a level into a fucking wizard is when everything went crazy.
Right.
And then yeah, so the situation with the um the far realm shit, yeah, that's how you got your
Yeah.
that's how you got your inborn summoner magic and the ability to yeah, make an eidolon based on that
Right.
far realm. But yeah,
And why all this
but during
magic?
but before he learned to master that, yeah, it was put in the they don't have asylums I mean, they do in specific areas, but usually it would be a church. I got
Yeah, just like a monastery would work or an abbot. But you're right. Yeah, they usually use churches for that kind of stuff.
yeah, monastery can also work. Um, but either a church or a monastery, and that's where they been keeping an eye on him, at least
Hmm.
at least until
And it makes sense because that's where they would try to cure
he
his
kept him
his,
a
his
secret,
illness.
because nobody wants to hear, oh, this guy has a son, and he went nuts. Okay, like,
Right.
all right. There is a monastery, or it could be a church. Although I don't. I'm gonna
Mhm.
do some research because I just funny thing is I think I remember somebody asking Ed Greenwood about how they handle mental patients in the realms. I know the church thing got brought up.
Yeah. And basically,
So
since this
if it's a church, there's a monastery. It's a monastery of the old order. That could work. I could see them. I could see these nobles going over to this monastery and petitioning them to, like, hey, take care of this guy. We'll pay.
right. Especially because there was monetary gain for the church because like they probably taxed the Daggerfords, probably hiked up their tithe a little more, just to cover my board. But now that they got assassinated, the money eventually has run dry, and so I got cut off, and now they're like, all right, well, we're not going to keep you here where you're eating and taking up our resources, and you're clearly not part of our church. So that's when I was let go, and now I'm just on the streets babbling. where I could bump into the rest of the group.
Are you homeless?
Yup.
So you're like someone that's crazy. Like,
Yeah.
Going to town, he's one of the ones in poverty in the streets.
Yeah. Ain't got shit.
That's really detailed. I like that.
Thanks. And I gotta make sure his picture kind of looks like that too. Like he looks like disheveled and shit.
nah,
His eyes look like that.
your
They're
picture
like,
looks like you're mad godlike with those
Yo, how
golden
you gonna
marks.
have a name like this? I'm trying to do a quick read of the
Then you got those guns there too.
I'm trying to do a quick read of the monks of the old order. I'm looking down. I'm like skimming through, and it says notable members. Why this man got a name like this though? A mysterious adventuring monk member of the Annals of Halgren. His name is Silence Before Iron.
What?
Yo, like, what? How you gonna do
Silence
that?
Before
Silence
Iron.
Before Iron.
That's a dope ass name.
An adventuring tiefling monk of the old order. And they are type. That's wild. Oh, it's a character from Icewind Dale too. Okay. Wow. Silent Before.
I guess Darren is not gonna play with us, right? Darren, right? Because he never said
No, I
anything.
mean, no, he never said.
It kind of messes up a little bit my backstory
He's
because
just work.
originally,
He's just works. Or is,
yeah, like a while back, I think it must have been like a year or two ago when we were like contemplating this group. I kind of had like a little bit of a backstory with like his character in mind. Where is it? I think I wrote it here somewhere.
I
But
guess his character could still work as an NPC.
Yeah, but I might have to switch. I might have to switch that up a little bit. The background. Where is it? I know I wrote it here somewhere. Notes.
Yeah, that's Adler's story pretty much. That's it.
Pretty good. It's a pretty good story.
okay. I don't know how to work that into the. Okay. That actually.
Okay, here it is.
Good idea.
It's like a little short blurb. So originally, Darren was gonna make like a young girl character, female. I think it was a warlock or something, like some sort of warlock. Um. So hey, what happened to Antonio?
I think he back. He was
Oh
reading.
yeah. So originally Darren was gonna make like a young girl. Like I think she was gonna start playing with us as like very young, like 14, 15. So like the background that I originally had for my character was she was gonna be originally like a young squire, a young paladin of Tyr. That's the god of justice, correct?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So she was like the way I was gonna have like my character. She was like basically like in a small military unit, as a young squire, composed of like like Tyr warriors, clerics, and like a paladin also. And like there was this village composed of like evil village, obviously. Uh, it was composed of like devils, humans, demi-humans. When they do those cults, like evil triads. I guess it could be the even triads or whatever. It was like a cultish type stuff. So you know how Tyr, they're very like sell it. They're like, all right, exterminate everybody, burn everyone. Mm-hmm. So my character like spotted like Darren's character. She was like like 5 years old, but she was like she had like demon blood, tiefling, warlock. But like my character was like conflicted. I'm like, hold on, she's innocent. Yes, she's infected, corrupted with demonic blood, but she's young. So I was gonna have my character basically like free her up, escape, and there she was gonna start out as a fallen paladin. Like Tyr, basically, Tyr's gonna be like, what? Hang on, like that shit. So my character was gonna start out as a fallen paladin, basically, an NPC warrior. And then I guess Lewis will, eventually somehow work it like, oh, all right. She might be, she might not be wanted by Tyr, but another deity.
Gotcha.
Might see that.
So basically, your character had achieved first level paladin and then
failed.
Lost it right there on that first level. So
lost it right there, right?
Okay.
Yeah. And I was gonna make my character was gonna be like an older sister to like Darren's character. She was gonna be 5. My character was gonna be like 16. Then many years later, then like she would have been like 15, and then my character would have been like 21 probably or something like that. Yeah, but I don't think that works no more.
It can still work without
you
him
could put
being
my character in that situation.
Oh, maybe that could work with Antonio's character.
That's what I'm saying, because I'll be a witch. Like,
oh,
I'm in a cult class. I could be a defector in some way from that.
That makes sense. So it could be basically you were sent to kill witches, bro.
Which makes more sense. Like I could have been. Yeah, my character was trained. My character
is a witch hunter.
Yeah, he's a witch hunter because she does hate.
Spellmason.
She does. My character does hate demon kind, undead. Just like a typical paladin.
Well, my question is this?
If they're young though, 5, 6,
Right.
I don't know. It's
Wait a
very
second. So
great.
so is this the character? Is this the paladin that worships Mistra?
Yes, this is the character that I was like I didn't want her to be like, oh, I'm worshiping Mistra. I wanted her to be chosen by Mistra, like woof,
Right.
and be like recruited by her,
So yeah, I
like
remember
a
there's a
calling.
prestige class that basically is for knights or paladins in regards to Mistra, or maybe it was a alternate class feature. But anyways, I remember the text for it, and I remember the text saying something along the lines of um paladins of Mistra, like their charges is basically they're supposed to they're basically like the police of like
Magic.
magic users. So
People
like
that
it's
use
your job to
magic.
actually go out and take out like
Yeah.
people who are magic users that's
Re-
abusing like
Also recover dangerous artifacts, take it back to like Mistress Temple for
right.
safeguarding.
So it would make sense that you would be sent out on a mission to um
Yeah.
wipe out witches, but
That's
specifically probably those who are like Sharans, like
A
people who
specific
worship
witch that can
Shar or
absorb
use like the
spells and
shadow
project
weave.
into other people. You
yeah.
know,
Yeah, so you probably would have gotten missions like that, and if your mission was to kill Luna and then you decided
Yeah,
not
that could have been like his mission. His mission probably her mission could have been like to kill Luna, but
to, right?
she broke
she's
the
special because she can, instead of being a traditional witch, she absorbs spells and
Mm.
takes it and uses
and
that.
probably she did detect evil. She didn't detect evil from her, so it's like, hold on, this person is not
Oh,
evil.
what was the archetype?
Well, you're not
Jinx
evil, right?
witch,
Because my character could detect evil. If you're evil,
Huh?
then I don't know.
a jinx witch. I'll send it to you.
Yeah, yeah. Because if you read as evil, my character would not be like, oh, hold on second thought. But if your character is a child, was a child, and she does not read as
Yeah,
evil,
maybe you met Luna when she was younger, and when you guys were
if
younger.
anything, like Sophia would be like, yo, I could probably redeem this child. She could like be better.
Yeah. So basically, you're gonna make Sophia older than Luna.
If Antonio wants to do
Yes,
that,
let's
Okay.
go.
Sophia could be like her older
Hold on.
sister. Sophia could be like her older sister. Like, yeah, I don't mind. Because I know paladins are usually young, 18, but I don't mind making her a little older, probably like 21. That will make sense. How old were you thinking of making your character?
I hadn't decided that yet.
All right. So whatever age you decide, I'll probably make my character a few years older.
Well, it's the year 1374. The time of troubles happened 16 years before that.
Yeah, that's why I made Adler like 30.
30? Okay. It makes sense for him to be
Because
like
at 15 is when the time of troubles happened, and 15 years later, as he's coming out now.
30? Hold on.
okay, so you were going to wizard school like when you were like a 14, 15 around there, right?
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
because from where we are, time of troubles happened 15 years ago,
15
right?
years ago. Also, hold on. So the time of trouble happened 10 years before for like in the timeline of
I guess if
the
I make
previous child.
Lord Llewellyn, if I make him 20, I make him 7 years older.
Who's that, the Duke or someone else?
Not the Duke's bastard brother. I make him 7 years older. I don't think I have. Let me see. That's Will is 41, or at least when he was assassinated.
Mm.
If he wasn't assassinated, he'd be 43, right?
I cannot wait till we're like high level, and then someone casts a disintegration spell, and I fucking eat that shit and send it
Yeah,
back.
that's crazy.
I can't fucking wait for that shit.
You
That's
can
what I'm
spells?
looking for.
You can absorb spells?
I can eat spells and send them back.
Single targeted or what kind of spells? Not AoE probably, right? It has to
It
be
just
targeted?
says an antagonistical magic effect that targets her.
My character is like an evil arcane hunter also.
That's what makes her special.
He was born
Instead of being
1310. Damn. Okay, so he's definitely the older brother.
instead of being a traditional witch that uses hexes, she
That man died at 62. He got assassinated at 62. Okay.
Yo, you know what? Luna.
All right, so
Luna.
your guy is good at being 30 years old. All right, just
All
want to
right,
make
cool.
sure the 30 years old would work.
Yo, Luna. That's actually pretty interesting because Ophelia, as a future, I guess, paladin of Mistra, like one of her strongest signature abilities will be is that she'll be good against like enemy spellcasters as well. Well,
Yeah,
spellcasters. She'll be able to like dispel them, target the spell. Um,
right.
she'll be able to even to like make them stop being able to cast spells. Like when she does Smite Evil, it has like an added ability that if they fail their will save, which is gonna be a high DC, they won't be able to cast spells. Period. They'll be like lockdown, pretty much.
Bro, this sounds like the Defiant class that's anti-divine magic. That shit's amazing.
Oh
That's
yeah.
the first card. That's the first class I can think of as a Defiant.
Mm,
Yeah. So
yeah.
all right. So
But that's Planescape,
So let's see.
Lewis.
So Adler's all right. So yeah, Adler's father is the bastard son of Duke. This man's name was Conan. Duke Conan Daggerford.
So that means
Hmm.
so that means the Duke is
Duke Conan Daggerford.
Adler's grandfather.
Duke Conan Daggerford. Yeah, would be his Adler's grandfather.
How old is him? How is the Duke?
The Duke that got assassinated. Or,
Oh,
oh,
he's fascinating.
Duke Conan Daggerford is the father of Quill and Llewellyn. Llewellyn's the bastard son. Quill is the legitimate Duke, the legitimate heir. Quill, I think, Quill's the one that's been the Duke in charge for a while. His brother Llewellyn serves as his master of arms. What we're saying is Llewellyn had a son 30 years ago. So the man was like 32. Had a son who was Adler, and that's But Adler's well kept secret. People, there will be people that knew that Llewellyn had a son, but a lie was told to them. So like, there's very few people that know that Adler is actually the son of Llewellyn at this point in time.
Right. And my last name is totally different too. He has mom's last name.
So
This
for
is
all
the
intents and purposes, 2 years ago, 1372, those three
Mm-hmm.
were all poisoned.
this is the most important ability of my class.
And they think there's no heirs to Daggerford that comes from the original line, except nobody knows about Adler.
Because he's the bastard of a bastard. He's a bastard's
of a
bastard.
bastard. All right, so this works. All right, next. Let's look at Witch. So we got Witch here.
the Jinx Witch.
Okay.
Jinx.
This is a class outside of D&D, but there are witches in Forgotten Realms. Just not the Pathfinder version, but we're gonna make this work within the lore.
I was like, if it doesn't work, I will totally be a mesmerist. I'm just...
No, it can work. I just need to build some lore around it. There are witches in Forgotten Realms, but usually, like when you see a character that's called a witch, it's more of a title. Like you go to look at their class and they're a sorcerer, or they're
like the symbol.
right. She's called
The Witch of Aglaron.
Oh, she's just straight Witch of Aglaron. Yeah. So, but she's a sorcerer. The witches of Rashomon, most of them are wizards and sorcerers.
I think that kind of helps why she's so special, because like if witches are,
but what we're gonna
different.
have is that there is a legitimate class called the witch. Because the thing about magic in Forgotten Realms is that when it comes to the common people, or people who just or even adventurers who are just not well versed in magic, barbarian fighters, whatever. A lot of them. Just a lot of people. This is 90% of people in general. You line up a bunch of different spellcasters. There could be 10 different spellcasting classes in front of them. The average person's not gonna know the difference, really. They see all these motherfuckers casting. They're gonna be like, well, guess they're all wizards. Even though one's a wizard, one's a sorcerer, one's a fucking arcanist, one's a.
I like using the word mage because it can be used interchangeably for both sorcerers, wizards, and other spellcasters.
Right.
Mage is like the proper word
I
to
mean,
refer.
the best an average person will do would be like, well, that one's casting a spell. That one's casting a spell by either dancing or singing or playing their fucking instrument. So at least I know that's a bard. But but all the rest of you, like, you're casting spells. I don't know you're casting yours because you got the bloodline of a fucking red dragon in you, and you're casting yours because you studied books all fucking day, and
Well, blade dancer,
or
a blade dancer.
you're casting because you got some innate summoning ability from some otherworldly shit, and you're able to, like, they, so it's the same with the witch class. So we're gonna have people with the title witch, but we're also gonna have actual true witches of witch magic, which could be as legitimate as we want. It's our game, it's our campaign, and even Ed Green. I mean, if you wanted to take it to Ed, Ed is like there is various types of magic in the realm. Not all of it is strictly wizard and cleric, and he's like there's all sorts of magic. He's magic that still hasn't even been like studied or is well known or it's very niche or it's like or it's forbidden. All sorts of all over the world, which is no different. Heck, there's one he likes to bring up a lot, which is interesting. I've seen him bring it up a few times, but he's like, there's magic called table magic. I'm like, the fuck is table magic? It's literally that. It's literally a form of magic where you use tables, but the tables could be like crafted a specific way and specific materials, and you have like specific designs and arcane symbols on top of it or etched into it, different materials placed on top of it,
Table magic.
and you would use incantations to table magic. I was like, okay.
I was reading
A lot of different types of magic I see. I just found it funny he's brought up table magic. Like I've seen him bringing that up like 3 times. I'm like, this man be talking about table magic a lot. He must use it a lot in his campaign, but they just don't have they haven't brought it up in like a Forgotten Realms book or whatever. It must something because he has his own Realms game, obviously, like his personal one, the one that's like not public because the one that's published has obviously been altered heavily. I mean, it's his world in spirit, but but it's not an exact duplicate. Um, Heck, his personal campaign in the realms hasn't even I forgot what year was set in, but it's only advanced a few years after all this time. I'm like, damn, he takes it nice and slow, I guess. Be savoring his campaigns. So yeah, witches. This is where I get creative. And the players too, they can add their input. So I'm gonna read what Pathfinder wrote. Witches are creatures of mystery and power. They're feared and respected in equal measures for their eerie abilities and potent hexes. Okay. They've got a form of hex magic. While some casters look to ancient tomes, others to the powers inherent in their bloodlines, and still others to their faith in a god or a goddess. Okay. Obviously, with the sorcerer cleric. Witches turn elsewhere, drawing power from their communion with the unknown. Witches' familiar acts as that conduit through which they receive their abilities, gifted to them as part of a pact made with otherworldly beings. So right here, very similar to the Warlock class, which officially, are in the realms and they have their own lore and background. So I could tie this in as like in the realms, as more of like a heavy full spellcaster version of like the Warlock. But it seems to be both classes are making pacts with otherworldly beings.
Yeah, one of the big things is that it's most of their spells is tied to their familiar. That's basic. Their familiar is basically their
The
spell
familiar
book.
is the conduit through where the witch receives their power, and they receive their power from a patron of a force in the universe, and that force could be almost anything. It could be ancestral, it could be ancestors, darkness. I mean, there's a huge list.
I think I was gonna do
The
Shadow.
winter season. Yeah, there was Shadow. Um,
Yeah, I think I was gonna do Shadow.
as they grow into their power, many witches seek out and eventually come to understand the precise source of these arcane abilities. Yet just as many remain blissfully unaware of what fell forces guide their hands and incantations. To these witches, it is enough merely to have power, and if there's a price to be paid somewhere down the road, so
I'm gonna start using blood magic. That's what I'm gonna start using. Apparently, that's a whole ass skill.
their blood magic is a thing in the realm. There are
Is it?
yeah, there's blood magic. There are blood mages. There are
I know about that one prestige class.
yeah.
I could do a spell
I
called
remember
Blood
Prestige
Money.
class that had to do with blood magic.
Yo, that would be perfect for the backstory. Stopping blood magic.
Mm.
Mm.
There's literally a spell called Blood Money that I use to cast spells for spell components.
Yeah, but
Role. While many witches are recluses, living on the edge of civilization, some do live within society, openly or in hiding. The blend of witches' spells makes them adept at filling a number of different roles, from seer to healer, and their hexes grant them a number of abilities that are all about seeking greater knowledge and better understanding of the mysterious powers that guide them. Well, if you're trying to tie this into
oh, it's called blood magus. It's a prestige class in complete arcane. Blood magus.
yeah, there's blood
Yep.
magus. There is actual blood magic too.
Yeah, the spell is called Blood Money.
Um,
It's like a level 3 spell.
so if you're tying your two characters together,
They could use their own blood as spell
you could
components.
start off
Yeah.
with your character, maybe as a young girl, had was part of like a witch's coven. The thing is that what if we can figure out who these witches served and for what purpose? It could be the reason why, like,
Char. Char. It
Shar
makes
could
perfect
work.
sense. Because, you know,
Shar as a deity could work, and okay, hold
because
up,
Mistra hates Char for the
hold
shadow
up,
weave magic.
okay, and he said shadow. So we got a witch coven with their patron deity as Shar, with
Mm-hmm.
their familiars being shadow creatures. They're using their patron force is shadow, and these witches were as a group taking shadow weave magic,
Mm-hmm.
and
Wait, wouldn't that make Sophia and
and
Luna more premises though?
and a certain deity doesn't want shadow magic
Yeah, mistrust.
to get out of control or to even exist,
Exactly. Eradicate them, right?
especially with her rival like Shar. Shar hates Mistra and Selune. Those are two goddesses that she hates,
Mm-hmm.
and vice versa. So this could work out perfectly with like this could work out perfectly with Patrol's character. I don't want to say that you lose. I don't want to say that you lose a paladin.
Nah, maybe she was not a paladin yet. Maybe she was just like a warrior. She was young,
Okay, what
16.
I want to say is this:
She wasn't even a paladin yet.
your character was part of a retinue. You were being trained in the
Yeah, she was a
order,
squire.
a
Yeah,
squire, being trained um to get into paladinhood.
right.
Before you fully completed your training and was able, to do your oaths and take your vows and to perform in the rituals that would grant you the divine blessing of Mistra, right? You did this act, right, saving her from what was basically an inquisition. Um, your order had their reasons, but your innate, like, you knew what you were doing was defying them, and you knew you were getting into fucking serious trouble if they ever found out. But you did it. I mean, it was kid around, I don't know how much younger you're gonna have. I don't know what the age difference is. Maybe 5 years apart. Maybe Antonio's character was 13 and or
I
12.
was gonna go somewhere like that, like a preteen.
Yeah,
Preteen.
like she was 12 and you were 17. Um, and
I got
you perform this, like, you save her, and in that act, you received your paladin.
Wow.
So your character's become sort of a pariah. The order is aware that
But she
you've
did
been
something.
the order is aware that you defy them, but you're also a paladin still. They don't know what to do.
Oh, they gotta send her on those solo mission, hoping that she gets killed off somewhere. Those impossible missions to the fringe. They'll send her with that crazy 30-year-old summoner over there, the witch. Hopefully she dies too. They'll
So
send her with an
they're not
impossible
happy.
mission.
Yeah, they're not happy that they're not. Some of them are not. Some of them. But it's not. I wouldn't say the entire order. There are members who are like, yeah, I wouldn't have done it, but she did it, and she saved this girl.
Wait a minute, you can make
She was just a girl, like,
you can make the paladin that was training Sophia. You can make the paladin basically the person that vouched for Sophia, and also the person that takes Luna in. Because if Luna hasn't become a witch yet, they gotta find out what to do with her if they kill all the rest of the witches.
Oh, that means that they're gonna be people after me. Let's go.
Right?
Let's go.
So I mean, because that would close up that loose end. Because you gotta ask yourself, well, what happened to the original mission, which was to take out the witches, including Luna?
Yo, I see some rich roleplay here.
So they would either kill. It makes sense they would take Luna in if Luna was young.
I could see like Sophia being like pressured, like, what if she turns to the dark side? And Sophia
Right, so that's why you can have
Sophia be like, I'll be
Sophia-
the one to take her out if I have to.
Sophia in this moment,
that sounds
it'll
godlike.
be like Obi-Wan Kenobi and Anakin over here.
That's what I was saying. Basically, it looks like Luna is basically kind of like Anakin. Sophia is Obi-Wan.
Yeah.
And Sophia's master, the Qui-Gon Jinn scenario, would be the paladin that vouched for them.
I like that analogy, Watson.
So they put responsibility of Luna on you, and obviously threaten punishment if anything goes wrong, like Luna.
It's an anime.
Or rather, they put it. Well, Luna's still too young.
Like Luna turning into figuring out and learning how to use learning how to use Shadow Weave magic.
Yeah.
Isn't this like Demon Slayer?
Yeah.
Demon Slayer, like his sister, she's a demon, got killed sister. Demon Slayer.
Yo, I'm fucking Mexico.
Demon Slayer,
hold
you're
up,
a demon too.
I'm trying to
Sorry, go ahead, Luke.
All right,
sorry.
so Luna's your responsibility now. They want to make sure that she's not going to go start using Shadow Weave magic and to getting corrupted by. They don't want her getting corrupted by Shaw.
Got it.
Right.
They're like, you better make sure she is a full. Now, here's the thing, Luna. Ideally, they want Luna to learn wizard magic. However, Luna is feeling the pull from this mysterious, from this
shadow magic.
Yeah, you've long felt the pull of the shadow force, or your patron, I should say, not necessarily Shadow Weave magic, which is accessing magic, bypassing Mystro's weave entirely and using the Shadow Weave instead. But the patron of Shadow does call out to you, and one day, maybe like a couple of years later, at like 15, your familiar came.
I'm sorry.
Now, I guess the question is like you just naturally feel this pull to the witch, and I guess we can have it where Luna's like, you know what, I still want to be a witch, but I don't want to be the witch that they think I'm gonna be.
Yeah.
It's that situation. I guess like Nezuko, she's a demon, but she's gonna be the
Yeah,
demon that the other one expects her to be. She's the
she
one
found
that
a
fights.
loophole.
She was the one that
She
fights for humans, not
and she
eats
don't
them.
drink blood,
All right.
right? She don't drink human blood.
And of
She
course, it
fucking
makes sense that Tur is a god of justice, right? So if let's say that Sophia's patron was basically like, look, this person, this child Luna hasn't done anything that is unjust yet, so we can't charge her for a crime she hasn't committed.
Yeah. But some in
she
that in
doesn't
that
just
in,
cast
in that
spells,
religion,
she eats
sometimes
the
you have
spells.
zealots though. Those are like extreme. Like they're like
Right. So basically, they're giving Luna's basically on like probation this whole time.
All right.
You
And
caught her before she can be indoctrinated.
right, and like Lou said, like she's feeling the pull, and
yeah.
because naturally this is what she would do.
I could see Sophia, whatever fun she has, trying to
Now,
like get
now,
Luna to
now,
look.
now, other, yeah. Now these other members are gonna will be afraid that oh shit, if learning, coming to a real the knowledge that she's still ended up a witch. They're gonna be like shit. Is she gonna continue to? Is she gonna get? Is she eventually gonna get corrupted? And then, what if she starts learning? What if she gets corrupted fully by Char, learns shadowy magic, and ends up forming her own coven and teaching people that she shouldn't be teaching? Or
Right.
is she really gonna like? I mean, you brought
Or
up
I'm gonna
can we
need
you
that
brought up
role
really?
play
you
of.
Or,
brought up Demon Slayer, so it's like, is she gonna
I want to
right.
need that role play of
is
her
she gonna
having
eat
a.
people, or is she gonna keep
Yo,
protecting
I
them?
got
Like,
the
okay,
spell to eat people.
all
Let's
right,
Or
go.
maybe the organization the
all right,
organization is betting on by allowing Luna to still at least be like they're trying to use her like a tool. So they basically they're trying to use her to infiltrate, to one day be able to use her to infiltrate the witches coven and take them down at like the root.
all right.
Because so far they have yet to truly get into this coven and really eradicate it. And so
This is a
maybe they're
big
trying to
role play
use
moment.
Luna as some sort of tool.
It's a big
And
role play moment when
yeah.
she has that struggle, like because that's something that she's gonna deal with all of her life when she
Are,
learns a new
are we
spell, when
are
she
we gonna
talks to
are
her
we gonna have it
familiar.
that are we gonna have it that her entire coven got burned to the stake, but
No, I think I
but I
think
managed
I
to
think
have her stake?
you should still keep some of them alive because that's motivation
Well, we'll see. Yeah, we'll
for
see.
the Church of Tur to keep Luna alive.
Yeah,
Because
because they would just kill her if her entire
No,
coven's dead.
not Tyr, Mishra.
No, not Tyr. The way,
oh, Mistra,
Yeah,
sorry, yeah.
Mishra.
So
yeah,
It
yeah,
was
Mistra,
yeah. It was
Mistra.
the Tyr thing was if Darren was here and
That was
involved.
the Tyr
right,
was
right,
only
right.
like if Darren played, but
Yeah,
Darren
so
ain't playing.
Mistra
Ain't
probably
enough.
was like, all right, we could use Luna. Well, the Church of Mistra probably was like, we could use Luna to infiltrate the Coven, and we just have to keep an eye on Luna as she develops, and we'll send her on missions with Sophia because Sophia has to develop field skills too,
Mhm.
and we'll have whoever that paladin is basically your paladin. So that's the person that's sending you on these submissions.
All right, let me.
I'm gonna need that
Okay,
role play of her
let me
fighting
let
against her patron.
me let me
Do not fall to the
see.
dark side, young.
Okay, so let's go further because it's not a generic witch, but a specific archetype of a witch.
A jinx
Jinx
witch. That
witches.
makes her
So
special.
jinx witches are known to specialize in calling down subtle misfortunes and deceiving enemies and allies alike. While they lack any ability to truly eliminate bad luck, they are uniquely gifted at making others believe otherwise. Okay, so come to a natural. She's come to enjoy mastering the art of jinxing, pretty much. for what
Bashala would love her.
for whatever. Yeah. It might have been even. It might even been Bashaba who had uh, influenced her in some way to be a jinx witch. Um, but whatever reasoning and whatever lore or background you want to come up with, there, you know, Luna Luna latched onto and has been specializing in the art of jinx. You know, and
Well,
because
since you're Luna of three omen, of the third omen, you can have it where the three omens are represented by the three goddesses that are involved in your life, which would
Yeah.
be Shar, Bashaba, and Mistra.
Yeah.
And your path pretty much forward is
You
finding
know,
out which goddess like your allegiance is gonna go to.
like in the cartoons, Looney Tunes. You guys remember that you had like a little angel pop up, like your contact,
Yeah.
a little devil.
Yeah.
Like Sophia will probably be like that angel trying to persuade you this way, but probably your familiar is gonna be like that demon, like no, this way, right? Or maybe not the familiar, maybe
This would
someone
be
else,
the
maybe
most.
like a representative of Shard, a priestess, or an empty
It
path.
it looks like a good portion of Luna will be a lot of role play, and I'm fucking here for it. I'm fucking here for it.
And so Ophelia is supposed to keep you on a straight and narrow.
But that patron's gonna pull her. It's gonna pull her.
Right.
Well, she'll go to the patron's plane of existence, take her out if she has to.
Ooh.
Right.
And the only reason why Sophilia's master stood up for Luna is because Sophilia begged her the paladin to like
Her honor's at stake.
to spare her and like take
She
her in.
basically can save your soul, and she's gonna see it
Right.
to the end or die trying.
And the paladin believes in Sophilia, but if the paladin had their way, you know, he would have cut Luna loose because he wanted to keep his prize Sophilia because Sophilia shows promise. But Sophilia got this big heart, and clearly Sophilia still managed to become a paladin. So Mistra still granted Sophilia paladinhood, which means Sophilia made the right choice. But the rest of the church doesn't agree with it. But when your goddess makes a choice,
Right.
what else are you gonna do?
You can't disobey a direct edict or
Right.
miracle
So they're
from
just
your
sitting
being.
back waiting for a sign that, oh, right, well, clearly this person, clearly this wasn't the right way to go, and then they could jump on the
If she ever loses her paladinhood, you see, she lost Mistress Grace.
right.
So
So
they're
they're
all right.
waiting for that
Take
to
her out.
happen, and then everyone gets excommunicated, and
Yeah.
you get executed.
Pretty much.
And now the paladin that now Sophilia is paladin, but now Sophilia is a paladin too. So, but Sophilia's original patron, you know, his reputation's on the line now too because he wanted to keep his pupil.
Okay, Lewis, I got a question. I mean, like, we're all learning this class as we go along, but one of the questions I had was like, she's able to absorb spells and she's able to project them. What if it's a what if
Okay,
it's a
I
touch?
see what she's doing. She's not eating magic. She's absorbing the antagonistic magical effect that 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 affects her. Which is why whenever she succeeds at a will or fortitude save that negates a hostile effect, what she's essentially doing is uh she's absorbing
She's absorbing the bad shit.
she's absorbing the bad shit. Yeah, she's consuming
And what happens to all that energy?
the harm, the antagonistic forces of the spell, which empowers her.
So, with that in mind, if it's a touch, let's say the spell is a touch, and I absorb it.
That's an interesting concept. Okay.
Can I pass that on to my familiar
What?
and use that as a touch spell? Because a 10th level ability is I can use that effect.
Which ability are you talking about?
She also has the ability to cast the Eden spell as a spell like ability. Her 10th level spell.
You're all the way down in the east. Okay.
So if it's a touch ability,
the cast it spell as a spell like ability using their witch level as a caster level. Spell like
If you have to cast the exact spell, then you would have to go by the spell's ramification. So if the spell ramification was touched, that's how you would have to deliver it.
So I could use that on my familiar and use my familiar as that touch.
Yeah, if your familiar allowed you to develop to deliver touch spells through the
Yeah.
familiar, then
Yeah,
yeah.
but that would only be with spells, not spell like abilities. If you absorb a spell like ability, if you absorb, what you talking about? If you for your 10th level ability, if you absorb the spell and you're able to use it as a spell like ability, you can't have your familiar. You can't transfer that to your familiar. It's not a spell.
Oh,
It has to
okay.
be a spell that you cast, not a spell like ability. Spell like abilities is another way of saying like an innate magic. It's another way of saying like a special ability that you have that's similar to a spell, but it's not the act of casting a spell and drawing forth magical force. It's more of like
In
a
it.
it's more like a, it's an innate magical thing that happens at you that happens at a with just your mind saying happen.
It's like manifesting a
It's like
spell instead of manifesting a power.
yeah, it's like manifesting. Um,
We'd have to see some examples because that's
Because
confusing.
casting involves like semantics
Spelling ability
and
is
verbal, like bringing forth the magic from another source.
spelling ability
Whereas abilities is you just
yeah,
make it yourself.
it's innate magic. You just concentrate and it comes out.
Right.
It's like naturally alter.
So
I like to with the lore for my games. I like to describe spell like abilities as like the first magic ever in the multiverse, and that
That's dope.
and that spells and that practicing and studying magic, the spells were based off of the magical abilities of like the first beings. So like if there was a monster that was throwing was just innately just would just look at you and then suddenly there was an explosion of fire in a 20-foot radius. You know, millennia later, humanoids when they develop their magic, they would create spells and be like, I want to create I want to I'm learning magic and I want to create this spell to 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 mimic what they just did, what that creature
Mm.
just did. It's more like the roles are reversed. I like to have it so like yeah, it's called spell like ability, but
But it's
so
actually
yeah,
like
okay.
the other way.
but it's
But
actually
what
the
type of
other way around. The spell is actually more like the monster's innate magic.
Right.
spells could I effectively absorb though? Like, how would
Oh,
that
what
work?
spell you could any spell.
Okay, now could I
If it's
so
not on your witch spell, so if it's a spell that witches aren't normally able to cast because it's not part of their repertoire, it's not something it's not part of their ability to shape the forces of the universe. It's not something the traditions and the magic that they're channeling through their patron. It doesn't give them the knowledge of that
So
type of
yeah, I
spell.
mean,
and I could project
You
that
could
spell.
still cast it, but you'd have to roll a concentration check to do so.
well,
Oh, so
well,
I could still cast it as a spell like ability, but I have to
yeah,
roll
you
the
yourself, like your analogy that you gave, where you got hit by a touch spell, you can still absorb it and then deliver it back as a touch spell yourself. But the issue is
Oh.
you weren't able to have your familiar do it because that your familiar's wording only counts for spells that you cast, not spell like
Not like a
abilities that
Mm.
spell like
you do.
ability, yeah.
Okay, okay, okay.
I
So
mean,
if
Okay.
you
cause
want to
say,
manifest
yeah. I mean,
through your
yeah.
familiar, you would have to cast the spell.
Okay.
Or say you got a spell like ability because you got a template or whatever. Like how you want to be able to use your spell like ability through your familiar because
Okay.
it's only spells. Because there's three categories. There's supernatural abilities, spells, and spell like abilities.
Okay. Okay. That makes sense.
And
All right.
there's like distinct differences between the three. Um, they all spell like abilities are innate. You don't need somatic. You don't need material components. You don't need shit. It's either at will or a certain number of times per day you can call forth that
I mean,
magic.
now that I think about it, if you could use
You
a
still got to
spell like
concentrate
ability
on it,
through
but
your familiar, that would be OP. Because you don't have to fucking no verbal, no nothing. And on top of that, now it has range because it's on a mobile creature. Like, damn, that's OP.
Supernatural abilities are basically abilities that are magical, but they're not based off of a spell, like the Beholder's anti-magic eye ray or Dragon's breath weapon. That's considered that's a supernatural ability. Um,
But stuff like that I couldn't absorb, right?
no, 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 they're not. It's not. They're magical in nature, but they're not magic spells. You're able to eat the misfortune and antagonistic qualities of a spell that affected you and failed,
Okay.
and then use that, and then your character uses that energy to perform a number of functions based on your archetype. Obviously,
So I need to boost my concentration checks.
So
Like I know this class is heavy on concentration checks.
it looks like we can make these rolls.
Oh shit!
Oh shit! Yeah.
Well, you said one set 46,
What
and
race
then
is
if we don't like
everybody?
if we don't like that, then point buy.
We're missing one person. That's crazy. That's crazy. What,
I'm hoping to get an answer from tomorrow about what's going on. Because it sucks that he's not here, but
Well,
That's
damn.
man, well, he's got 6 more rolls to go.
Yeah.
I mean 5 more rolls.
5 more rolls, and we just drop the lowest, right? And that's it. Then we choose.
So I got 5 more to go.
It's 46 6 times. One for each stat. Take off the lowest, and that's that.
Oh my god!
This man might not have to worry about point buy at all.
I know.
Damn.
The fuck? Okay.
This motherfucker not playing.
All right, so it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more. 6.
Adler coming in fucking strong.
Yo.
Man coming in fucking
Not bad.
strong.
I don't really
The
need.
good thing about
I don't
the
think
good
it
thing about
needs to fuck
Summoner.
with point buy.
Good
Really.
thing about Summoner, you only need like really two stats.
I think I'm gonna take that, Lou. I'm good with that.
Yeah, you only really need two main stats.
This
Charisma
Adler
and
was a
Constitution.
problem, bro.
That's
Charisma and Constitution, right? That's like
there's
your main two
What's
stats.
everybody's race?
Well,
Shit, I
Adler's
didn't think that far.
He ain't think that. He didn't think that far.
Adler's
I didn't
human.
think that far.
I've been so focused on the goddamn character class.
My character thinks he's human. Does that go with that? Human?
It would probably be human. I thought about elf.
Oh, you said Asimar, right?
Correct, but
Okay.
Sienna of Humanity. She doesn't know she's Asimar. She
it doesn't have to be.
She got the Sienna of Humanity. So basically,
It doesn't have to be a dramatic physical feature, but there's got to be some.
She looks purely human, nothing out of the ordinary.
Right.
Because I think that's a trait that you could choose, like the Scion of Humanity, and that's what she chose choosing. So as far as she's concerned, she's just human, period. But later on, as the story develops, that could be
Charter, we're gonna have so much role play this session, this campaign.
Wait, what the heck is Scion of Human?
Man, hold on, I'll get it for you. It's fine.
Man, I'm so
I
excited.
passed by this before, like years ago, and you concur. So, all right.
I forgot I was using traits.
It's not a trait. It's not a trait. It's like an alternative ability that you could use as a Maximum.
Oh, an alternative ability.
Yeah.
Are we allowed to do racial traits? Are we allowed to do that?
There are
Oh,
alternative.
Louis, you did say we're using traits for this group. Since we're not using action points, give us traits. It's only 2.
We're not doing action points.
No, we're not.
Yo!
Give us traits, man. You gotta give. Give us traits.
Hold on.
2 traits.
Okay, because like I know what trait.
There it is. Was sign of humanity.
With this counts as an.
It replaces a racial.
And a humanoid related to it, including feat prerequisites and spells that affect humanoids. Oh wow. Okay. You can pass for human without using disguise. This racial trait
Correct.
replaces dyslexic language. Okay.
She can pass for human without using disguise
Alters.
skills. This racial trait replaces the celestial language and alters the native subtype. So it even changes her subtype from outsider to humanoid. She still remains outsider native, but she's also a
She's
human.
ew. Okay, so we got the +2 wisdom and charisma. She still knows there's something up though, because she's got that daylight once per day.
Now I'm switching that daylight. Can
Oh,
I
you
choose the one that gets charisma?
which one's that? Down here?
Yeah, down here. I don't want nothing that like shows that she has like angelic background.
Okay.
I prefer the charisma one, +2 to charisma.
Okay, so I have a racial trait. I'm gonna be human, but I now know I'm split between
Are
two
you
racial
doing the
traits.
base Asimo, or did you want to do Angel Blooded?
I think angel blooded.
The one with the +2 strength and +2 charisma?
Yeah,
Okay. I mean, she is descended from the angel. That's what I figured.
right.
Okay, +2 strength and charisma. Alternate skill modifiers.
Ooh.
So instead of alter self, they gave him alter self. That's cool.
Alter self is actually godlike, but not. I prefer
Yeah.
the +2 charisma.
So switching out replaces skill and spell ability. Oh, replaces spell ability. Okay. What's it
Spell
called?
like ability, right?
What's it called?
I'll tell you right now.
I think I want the racial trait self-made fate.
It's called the variant Asimar abilities. Variant abilities and
Oh, okay, and it's the one with the bonus
yeah,
to.
they got the
It's
one
one
with
for
the
bonus
bonus
to
to,
wisdom,
no, not wisdom, to charisma.
to charisma. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm gonna do self-made fate. Lore-wise, that makes sense. I mean, character-wise, that makes sense.
All right. So yeah, so I get so angel blooded, sign of humanity, and
Gain a plus additional +2 racial bonus too. I mean, so you would have +2 to strength and +4 charisma. Okay.
That boy gonna be fucking nice ass paladin boy.
try protector.
So the spell, and then the resistances.
Or
Yeah, I might switch that out too. Let me see.
shit.
Lewis, I want to get true speaker as well, and exalted resistance.
Okay. It's
True
not like
speak,
it's not like she's been hit by like evil spells, so
right?
she wouldn't find. Although later on, that would be.
That's when you would know. Like, hold on a second, how am I?
She'd be like, why did that spell just shatter and break open
Unless
like that?
unless you think that's from her paladinhood, I
Right.
don't know.
I mean, she could mistake it, yeah, for that.
Yeah,
She'd be like, okay.
yeah,
I guess Mister granted me an extra ability I didn't know about. Okay.
right, right.
Okay, this is interesting. You got a pretty interesting built Asimov here.
Yeah. So true speaker replaces the racial trait skill, the skill.
Okay, so True Speaker replaces skill. Your spell-like ability is replaced by the +2 to charisma,
Correct.
and your
And I'm gonna
Celestial
replace
resistance is replaced by Exalted resistance.
exalted resistance. Correct.
Man, that looks
So yeah, so
great.
yeah,
Yeah.
she doesn't get fire resistance, energy, fire like every
Yeah.
Asimar. But guess what? She's fucking a badass against freaking demons and devils because it gives her spell resistance against demon kind, right?
Yep.
Damn,
Well,
this is
against
crazy.
evil spells, against spell-like abilities with the evil descriptor, as well as those cast by evil outsiders.
Evil outsiders, yeah.
That's very good.
What happened?
That's pretty good.
Oh, nice, yeah. She's definitely not your vanilla Asimar, that's for sure. She's different.
All right, so let's Adela's obviously human, so you can add +2 to any of those, whatever. Obviously, yeah. Obviously, though, charisma. um,
Yeah, that 18 going to charisma. We know that. +2 from human.
So for your roll your 46 6 times.
Oh yeah, let me roll. Yeah. Let me roll.
Yo, I'm so hyped for this fucking campaign. I've never used a familiar before. I've never played a spellcaster before. Like all of this shit is completely new to me.
Let's see. One. It looks like I'm going to skill buy. Skill buy. 2, 3.
he, said,
Oh, no.
he said, "I'm gonna go to point by."
Oh, that's not bad. 5 and 6. Okay. Pathfinder.
You doing point by?
I'm gonna compare. Oh, that's what it's called. I put a skill by. It's point by.
What is this? That's a 7, 8,
We're using the Pathfinder point by, right, Lewis? Epic Fantasy 25.
15. Yeah, 17.
I'm gonna put this in the chat so like Antonio could use in case I know Watson's don't link
Yeah,
it.
because I don't.
There, I put the link.
Okay.
Oops, what I do?
Oh wait, those stats don't look bad. Well, except with the 8 and 7.
8 and 7.
Yeah.
Oh, there's a bunch of calculators. This was the one I found.
Yeah, there's the one that I use for my other character, the War Priest.
Right.
That one that I sent. I think that's the one that I use for the War Priest. That's the Pathfinder one. The 25 points. Unless you choose a 21, or if it's like a low magic campaign, I think 12
Yeah.
array.
I think by default, like if you were playing in the Pathfinder Society, it's like 20.
Yeah.
I said 25.
Okay.
And you could lower the score below 10 to get extra points.
Oh yeah, you're right.
Yeah.
I think the lowest is 7. Yeah, it goes up down to 7. And you know what? I think I even have the point by already in my notes over here, because I had a feeling I was gonna roll low. So.
All right, Antonio, you're next.
Oh shit! Here we go. All right, let's do this.
Good luck, Antonio.
Man, this is crazy.
I've
never done session 0 before, so this is fucking new.
You know what's the good thing about your character, Watson? You only really need 2 good stats: your main casting stat and Constitution, at least 14.
3.
That's it. Everything else you could,
2, 3, 4.
Look, with Claudius, he had high intelligence.
I'm doing point by. This is fucking egregious. This is egregious.
Yo, Claudius had I think 9 charisma, 10 charisma. That dude had 14 dexterity and constitution and 18 intelligence. I was happy.
Sure,
That's what I needed.
You can make those.
No.
You can make those.
Hey, look, I see
I don't want to hear it, Lewis. I don't want to hear it, Lewis.
Antonio did worse than me.
I don't want to hear it, Oyola.
You can make the 11 a 10 and make that a 15, and then
I can make that 7. No.
You know what I noticed? I don't see any dice rolling. I enabled the dice. What the fuck happened?
Yeah, I don't see any either.
Oh, I think everybody has to individually do it. I thought I could do it by default.
How do you do that?
You have to go to go to your settings and then click on dice options and then click
I
on
see.
enable 3D
What
dice.
setting?
I'm like, where the fuck are the dice?
Dice option.
Mine should work.
Enable
There we go.
3D dice, right? Yeah. Yeah, kind of like
We starting from the beginning. This is great.
Make sure to click automatically roll the 3D dice.
Oh.
That's because for some reason the screen blacks out. I guess you can click to roll it.
Yeah, I saw that. Do you see these stats, my guy?
I'm just trying to get at least 14 strength and 14 dexterity.
I'd like to see the
14 constitution. I'm not trying to be messed with.
But anyway.
How many points, Lewis? How many points? Does it matter? No, it does matter.
25.
25? Okay. Mid-max in the... Let's see.
Oh shoot, let me record before I lose it.
Why are we recording session 0? We should record when we start playing.
No, I
Next
meant
time.
a
They
record.
meant the scores.
Record the
Does it?
scores.
Do I tell you what my race trait feat is now, or should I wait?
Your what race your character is?
I want a racial trait. How do I go about that?
A racial trait?
Yeah.
Oh, they got alternate racial traits for humans too.
I wanted the heart of the
Oh, you're
Fae.
human. So we got a human. I see more human.
I'm human.
Two humans and an human.
Yeah. I thought about I'm gonna do self-made fate for my racial trait if I can have that.
What are you, human?
I'm human.
You got that witch blood in you.
It makes me gets me a +2 racial bonus to divine spells. Which lore wise,
You don't cast divine spells.
You cast
What do you
arcane.
it makes me
You cast
a
arcane
saving
spells.
against divine spells.
Oh,
It was
saving.
either that, yeah, it's against divine spells
Oh, okay. I thought it was.
and spell
I
like
thought it was
abilities.
a +2 caster level too. Okay. Self-made.
Class character wise, that would make sense to get.
+2 racial bonus that saves against divine spells.
Damn, I don't know what to go, guys.
Okay.
Should I focus on melee,
What's the
range?
first play? Replaces the bonus feat. Ooh, that's heavy.
That's the part that I don't like.
I mean, there's not much humans
Well, then again, you guys
give
are
up
strong.
other than
I should focus on melee too. I'll do
bonus
both.
feats.
I need bonus feats. What's skill?
Yeah, that is the best trait of a human. That bonus feat.
That bonus feat. Yeah,
Bonus
I
feat.
didn't realize that it took away the bonus feat. So
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
gonna take that back and do Heart of the Fae. Actually, yeah, I'm gonna do Heart of the Fae.
Yeah, that's like the best class ability of a human. The feat. Definitely don't want to get rid of the feat. Unless it's something like worthwhile. Like,
Ooh, I could add one spell to my Witch Familiar. Okay. Yeah, so my racial trait will be Heart of the Fae.
Great touch of human. Fake touch. Person's low light vision +1 and tree power, nature, perception, class skills. Somebody's been very in tune with nature, or has some fey blood in them a little bit. Maybe descended from a dryad long ago, or some other fey creature.
One would guess that
we got Fey blood.
Oh wait, he's a witch with that jinx blood. Motherfucker's great granddaddy was a gremlin. Gremlin got
one would guess that the witch's coven would be
maybe
outside of civilization.
maybe as a little girl you befriended some gremlins and they taught you how they just showed you how they do their jinxes, and that's how you fell in love with jinxing.
That could be. Oh!
And these gremlins' magic rubbed off on you.
And then I took it back to my coven, and they're like, "Oh, this motherfucker's special."
They're like, "What have you been doing? These gremlins out there, the word. Just been following them around as they're fucking with shit." Because that literally is. They are fake. They are fake creatures, and all of their abilities involve like some form of jinx. So that would be a perfect way to explain how your character basically got a little bit of gremlin in them, like a gremlin supernatural ability in them. It explains how your character has low light vision. You know, got better reflex and will, and like has
knowledge, nature,
and perception as class skills.
I don't think I get that as a class skill. No, I don't. I don't. No.
and it would also tie into the whole, the jinx nature of it.
Bro, there's gonna be so much role play involved with my character. No, like I need you to understand how hyped I am for that. I'm very hyped for that.
Or maybe one of the people in the coven was a gremlin witch. But we'll see. Let's see. Right. Let me know your scores of the core thing. Then I mean when you guys have your scores, fill out the rest during the week. I mean, we got some backgrounds settled.
Yeah, I think we got some pretty good backgrounds. Not too complex either. Makes sense for level 1 cards.
Right, and there's still room to add to it later.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, we just added the fucking gremlin shit to Luna.
Yeah,
so.
this is just like
I like that gremlin shit. That's just dope.
Yeah,
it has a very dark and twisted kind of like fairy like element to it.
Right, like instead of Alice following the white rabbit, Luna was following fucking gremlins.
Right.
And the gremlins, the gremlins were
Watson.
fucking were amused by it, and they were like,
I'm gonna
all
pull
right.
a Matt Samuel and fucking min-max the fuck out of my character.
No, you can't just min-max. You have to make sure you have to make sure you redo the min-max in every 2 levels.
I want to put 18. I want to put 18 in my intelligence.
You have to make sure you rearrange your min-max in every few levels.
I want to put 18 in my intelligence and then 10 for the rest of it.
And then you need to come back to me a few levels later and be like, so Lewis, since I ain't really used this that much, and I kind of messed up on this one. I kind of messed up on this one ability score. Could I switch the scores around? I could not believe he came to me with those ability score nonsense. This man switched his scores. His scores. Oh, the changeling and spirit.
Did you determine if he was going to be an Age of Worms, Lewis? Did you determine that?
I threw the offer out there. I haven't heard anything.
Lewis.
I haven't heard anything though. Nobody told me. No, he didn't tell me. Nobody told me. Yeah, I'll join.
I'm surprised. I know he would have jumped on board to play.
It's such a half-ass way of saying I ain't really try that hard.
Probably didn't see him. He probably didn't see him.
Well, no. I mean, I thought you guys would have told him by now. But
Nah. You the DM.
I told him the campaign ended, and I showed him. I passed the link to him so he could see like the epilogue.
Yeah.
But I didn't mention about us doing session 0 on Thursday. Because I thought that you said that to the whole group already. I thought it was open to everyone already. Because I saw you were like,
oh, I don't have him in the D&D group though.
All right.
He kicked himself out of that.
He left. Yeah, he left that.
He did leave. Yeah.
Gotcha. All right.
And that's with the you added your plus. Did you add your +2 for a human?
Oh shit! No, I didn't. Put 1 in intelligence and 1 in wisdom.
No, it's +2 flat.
Oh, it's +2 flat.
Yeah.
All right, put 2.
This ain't 5th edition. Fuck you doing?
This man got triggered real quick. This man got triggered real quick. This ain't 5th edition. Put 2 in intelligence.
Okay. That shit got me tight, man. These fucking.
That man was
I'm
waiting
sorry,
for
man.
that one.
Playing a race used to mean something. Now it's just a skin. Now it's just a skin. It's just a fucking skin now.
Why get him started?
You got me started. I'm sitting here like, yo,
Mhm.
how are you gonna give a flat bonus to every single race from centaurs to Goliaths to half orcs to gnomes? They all got the same fucking flat bonuses.
I'm about to cry.
Every single one. You gonna tell me I play a big ass Goliath, but I don't get any bonus of strength?
That motherfucker just as strong as a halfling.
I have to right. You got all these halflings as strong as my Goliath now. Fuck out of here.
Is that 5th edition?
Yeah,
So
they're changing it
Yeah.
so that when you make a character, doesn't matter what fucking race you play, when you make a character, you can pick 2 scores. You can pick 1 score that gets +2 bonus and another score that gets +1, or you can pick 3 scores that get +1. And I think that's it.
Oh,
That's
okay.
it.
Yeah, that's
I'm
almost like
what?
it's almost like it's almost like the race are cosmetic, but they're all the same.
Right. Oh, yeah.
That's not good.
And then
I mean,
okay,
when you see
okay. Well, here's
when
the
you see
funny
a
thing.
full ogre, let's say you level 1, you see a full ogre, you
Can't
gotta
even
be
play
afraid.
ogre.
You level 1, you can get 1 shot from that crap. Go to negative 20 HP.
Right. So it's like
But now level 1
it's all the
ogre,
same.
it's as strong as a goblin.
Oh no, you can't even play an ogre. You can't play anything large size.
Ah,
The only things you
okay.
can play in the fucking game are small or medium size. You know, they just so people can play a centaur. They made centaurs and minotaurs, medium size.
Minotaurs, medium. Wow, okay. Centaurs, aren't centaurs like as big as horses?
Yes,
Okay.
they shrunk the centaur.
They made a little They war
Yeah.
ponies now. They're war ponies.
But then when you read their physical description, it doesn't match up. Oh, they're horses with butt. I'm like, okay, so that's large. But no, we're making a medium size. You know, we can't complicate the game. We don't want large creatures. We don't want there to be large player characters because that can cause problems when you go dungeon delving. And we try to make the game easy. Easy mode. Beginner mode. D&D's been in beginner mode for fucking 7 years already.
I should have made that fucking mistake. I swear to God, I should have made that mistake.
Was it 2015? 2015 this fucking 5th edition came out?
This man sitting on this lawn like back in
That's
my day.
8 years. 8 years of beginner mode D&D.
8.
Back in my day.
Yo, it's
This
nuts.
this man
fucking
gonna
nuts.
be sitting in his rocker, fucking smoking a cigar like back in my day. D&D used to be difficult.
Shit, back in my back in my day, traps actually killed you. Back in my day, power.
Back in my day, I used to roll real dice.
Used to roll.
Back in my day, magic missile used to. Back in my day, we had chromatic orb, and it meant something. Casting a casting a death spell as a first level.
So
Back in my day, we had pruder figures to represent our characters. And we had to paint them.
And we had the paint. Yo. I can't. It just sucks. Hey, well, you couple that with the fact that they're stripping a lot of the cultural qualities from these races. Although it's hard to tell because it's like they want to strip the tropes and stereotypes. But like, how do you do that with also stripping off some of their cultures as well?
in
It's like,
such a weird way, you want to say that it's becoming like more politically correct. You know what I mean?
right.
like,
I mean, I
the
hate
stuff
to say that, but that's
Yeah,
what
right?
it is. I hate having to say that. I don't like having to say that, but it's become like yeah, like politically correct D&D. Like far too politically correct. Like
Far too
over
politically correct. Yeah,
oversaturated. It's
this
like
is
you can play an elf, but you can play an elf like this, or there's just shorthanded way of just saying you can play whatever race you want. If you want to play him like a fucking human being, go ahead. It's the races have become a skin. It's just yeah, they just become fucking avatar skins and fucking D&D.
it's just unrelated, but it's kind of like what's happening with the Hogwarts, the Harry Potter game, basically. Like,
Oh, for
listen,
real.
listen. I hate J.K. Rowling. I get it, but like that game looks godlike.
It looks. That's the same thing with me. I'm like, man, it looks fun.
The
The kids would enjoy
reviews.
this, but I can't find
But like
I can't find the morality to like
it's one of those things like you
the
gotta
ethic.
it's one of those things like you gotta pick and choose your battles.
Yeah,
Like the amount
I
of
can't
money.
ethically buy that game. I really
And
can't.
I feel you. I feel you. I feel you.
You know, you got to see it this way. Listen, I understand under capitalism, none of us are really fucking ethical when we come to make our purchases. But the thing is that a lot of these motherfuckers do this shit behind closed doors, and I don't know it out. I don't know it up front. J.K. Rowling actively fights against transgender
But then you have to ask
out
yourself,
loud, all in front
do you
of everybody.
boycott Universal Studios for the amount of money they give her for royalties? Do you boycott Universal Studios? Do you boycott the book publishers for them still making
Universal Studios. I
renditions?
mean, I pirate movies anyway, so I don't give
Nigga.
a shit.
Nigga.
The only movies I monetarily support has been Disney. So
See, this doesn't apply to you
no, it
because
doesn't.
you steal shit regardless. It doesn't apply. But like
No,
that's the argument.
I put my money into the MCU.
And
I bought Ant-Man tickets coming up.
that's the argument. It's like a lot of people want to boycott this game, but they're choosing this outlet to despise J.K. Rowling. But Universal Studios pays her royal. That's what
Yeah,
she
she
gets
gets the
most of her
royalty.
money
She's
from.
gonna get her money anyway.
She's gonna get her money regardless. So like, what do you
But
do?
here's
You
the other.
can't.
Okay, see, people talk about the transgender issue so much. They're a lot of people are forgetting the other problem with Hogwarts Legacy. The amount of Nazi undertones the
Bro,
storyline fucking
listen.
has. I'm like you gotta be brain that's not realize that you're literally playing a wizard Nazi in this fucking game. That's what you're playing. The
But do
the
you think that
the
was on purpose?
the fact that they kept it knowing that whoever wrote the fucking script knew this and did it anyway. The goblins stand in for Jewish tropes. Okay. Then you got, and I've been reading the books to my kid. I'm reading these books. I'm like, hold on.
The books are problematic.
The whole house elf shit bothers the fuck out of me. Right? And I'm sitting here
Yeah, but
like,
I guess I lost. I guess I fell off track of Harry Potter since back when Harry Potter was the actual like
yo,
main
Matt,
star.
the undertones to the fucking books and the story itself. Like we all, when we were younger, and we were captured by the magic of the
Right.
stories. But when you go over it again, older, with being more wiser and more woke to like the social issues
It's
and
tough to look past. It is tough to look
and you
past.
see everything like from the characters' names. Like I never realized that. I'm sitting here like, yo, and Chinese people be getting mad all the time. They be like, yo, she just named the one Asian character. Fucking she gave him she gave that she made the first name a Chinese last name. And like she gave her Cho Chang, and she did the same thing with like the Indian characters and the black characters. Oh my god, like the one big black, the one big major black wizard character in there. Look at the name that she gave him, Shacklebolt. I was like,
Yeah.
Shacklebolt. I'm reading. Oh my god! I'm like reading these books for the first time, and I'm like, you know what? As a younger person, in high school, I can, middle school, like I can understand completely missing all of this. But when you read this shit, I'm like, what? Yeah, the goblins, they're stand-ins for like Jews, the stereotypical tropes of like Jews and their business and their money dealings and owning the banks and like. So in the game, you join Hogwarts. You're a wizard, but like the storyline involves the goblins. Basically, and it's like this in the books. The wizards treat everybody like crap. They are racist to everything. And as much as like there are good characters like Dumbledore, but like it's like what's Dumbledore gonna do against the entire system? The whole system is fucked. They're racist against giants. They're racist against house elves.
But like,
Racist
you
against
gotta think about
Racist against giants.
racist against goblins. They're fucking and they're racist against non-purebloods. A lot of them are. They call you got mudbloods. The ones
Muggles.
you got muggles, and then you got mudbloods, and then you got and then there's purebloods. And then everything in between. I forgot what the term was for like somebody who's Oh, and then there's people who are born to what are the ones that are born to two magical parents, but they're not magical. There was a name for them. I forgot what it was.
You gotta differentiate for me.
But then you have to think about
what's a mudblood?
how is that any different from most magical games that
Mudbloods was
discriminate against-
Mudbloods was your magical, but you're born to non-magical parents.
How is that any different from more magical games like Dragon Age that discriminate against elves?
Because the elves were elves. They weren't like stand-ins for like Indians or something.
I think of it as for the game, like J.K. Rowling had no hand in that game. She had none.
No, but whoever wrote the script, and your job is to squash a goblin rebellion. And the only reason the goblins have rebellion is because the wizards have been treating them like shit. So you're basically putting up with a slave rebellion, right?
Just buy the game, Lewis. God damn it!
And then I'm not finished. There's still one more element to this game. The game storyline, like as quote unquote character development, goes into the story of how pure blood your fucking character is. So not only are you having me fight against Jewish slaves, but you're also trying to tell me how much of a fucking Nazi how much you're trying to go into my my bloodline to see how pure I am of a fucking of a fucking German.
Lewis, I just want to determine if I'm a Hufflepuff or not. God damn it!
No.
I just want to know if I'm Ravenclaw or Hufflepuff. Shit.
Yo, I'm sorry.
And it's one of those things like
I can't play the game knowing that. I can't play. I'm gonna play the whole game like I'm gonna play the game and I'm not gonna want to do the story. I'm gonna be like, oh, can I help the goblins?
It's one of those things like
yo, can I be Voldemort? I would like to.
You can learn the dark arts.
Oh my god, that's what I would do. I'd learn the dark arts and start fucking people up in the school.
You don't buy it. You don't buy it and you don't support.
I'll name my character Maroga. So fuck this shit. I love it.
But a lot of people put so much emotion into that game. Like there's so much into it, and like whether one of those things,
they're just putting a bunch of nostalgia into it. Don't color this shit up. It's nostalgia. It's just nostalgia talking. That's all it is.
I want to buy that game so badly.
I know you do. I know.
I want to buy that game so badly.
But I don't know. I can't do it.
And like, I know if I buy it, all my friends are gonna fucking hate me.
I'm not gonna hate you. I'm just gonna be, I mean, you buy
it. This nigga gonna be like, but like you playing it though.
I'm gonna be like, I'll be like, so how's the game? How is that the Hogwarts salute? The new Hogwarts salute?
Give it of an alternate, universe.
Like, so what goblin family you had to take down in your next mission? What were they angry about anyway? Oh, because of these unfair laws that the Hogwarts put
But
upon
it's
them?
got
Is that
good,
what?
but it's got good reviews though. Like it's got good reviews, and I'm like, man, as a gamer, you gotta try. So maybe I'll pirate it.
Is it on PC also?
It's on PC.
I heard people say that they'll just pirate it on PC.
It looks good. The game looks great.
Is it an MMO or is it like what is?
It's a single player game. Like,
Oh, it's
that's
single
it.
player.
It's
Because I
to the
remember them
T.
saying that they wanted to do an MMO, but I guess they changed their mind.
It's a straight single player game, and like as a person who specializes, that's all I play is single player games. I want a single player game experience. No live service. No, there's a multiplayer after game. Like a single player experience. I want Jedi the Fallen Order, like games like that. And
All right. Well, I need
this
to.
is
I need when you play it again. I need to know how blue eyed you are at some point.
this nigga gonna be like, so how does it? This nigga gonna be like, so how does it feel to be a Nazi, huh?
Oh my god! I just find it crazy that like with all the controversy around Rowling, and then they write the script to this game that they pushed it through. Somebody wrote it and said okay.
What
Like,
were they
they just
supposed
don't
to
give
do?
a. There's so many stories you could do. Why does it have to mirror a lot of social issues though?
It fucking sucks. It fucking sucks that J.K. Rowling is part of this shit. If it's her fault, it's her fault. God damn, it's her fault.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so they make the game and they write the script. Do they have to follow her lore all the
They
time?
have to.
All the time.
They have
So
to.
their goblins have to be Jewish tropes every single time.
No.
It's true.
Yo, I mean, they could. I don't know, man. They could have just
But
done
then you
so
have
many
to
stories.
like, even if, let's say hypothetically they don't make it a Jewish trope, then it's out of place. That's not a saying that that's where they need to be. Let me clarify that. That's not saying that's where it needs to be. But like I can see the uproar going, well, this is not traditional to the text. This is not traditional to the lore. So they're doing this for woke, propaganda. You know what I mean? And it fucking sucks because you want to do that. That's where you want to be. But you also have to stay some sort part of the base material. You have to. Like J.K. Rowling, like regardless if she gets royalties.
So she basically she tainted that world so much that you can't. It's hard to deviate away from the lore enough because then you would be deviating too far from it, and it wouldn't even be Harry Potter anymore. It would be like an alternate universe version of Harry Potter.
And you can't do
That's
that.
Sad.
She's like as racist and bigoted as she is. She was fucking smart about it. She knows that you can't deviate from the plot line. She knows you can't deviate from the main material, the source material. She knows that. So like regardless if she gets royalties from the game, she knows that it's in this weird way will be tied to the shit that she wrote together. Like that's the reality of it.
Jeez. Damn, that sucks.
And like they did, like Warner Brothers did the
crazy.
best they could. And like that's probably one of the reasons why I want to support it. It's like that they tried to do their best. But you can't deviate from the source material without it looking.
I mean, yeah, you can tell because when you go to make a character and say you were making a black character, like the black characters look like real black characters. They don't look like like you can give yourself real black hair. Like I'm looking at the way you make. I'm like, okay, at least they did this right. And I'm like, like very few games make you make a real looking black character. Like usually it's always like a Caucasian character. You just throw some dark skin on, and they can't even get the hair right most of the time. But this game didn't do that. This game actually like was did that well done. So yeah, I guess in that vein, yeah, you could see
they tried.
You could see there were parts where they could try to not do the not do things like the shallow, narrow, bigoted way. But man,
So you're gonna buy the game?
fuck yeah.
So you're gonna buy the game?
Not gonna buy the game. I've got too many games to play anyway. Honestly, when I first heard about it and saw everything, I thought about getting it for the kids. I know the kids would like it, but
You want a game that you can put time in and hours in? Play Persona. Okay, play Persona.
I heard that was pretty good.
Persona 5 is I put 283 hours into it.
Damn.
That's including the regular game and the new game plus.
The most hours I've ever put, and I think it was about 101 hours.
Meanwhile,
Metal Gear Solid 5. That was
Meanwhile, I put 2,000 hours into Final Fantasy 14. Yo, I played 11.
Oh, you played 11.
Fuck that game. Okay.
And you play with Darren? You play with Darren?
No. I played 11. I played up to level 10. Okay. I was like, listen, I'm gonna try it. Yo, the amount of time I spent traversing and moving through the fucking world. the amount of time. Like, I had never walked so slow in my fucking life. And like, I see these motherfuckers like speeding past me and shit. There's no way I can look at the game and go, yeah, I can spend hours into it. There's because I played a puppeteer.
Oh, nice.
Which was godlike. This is a great class, and I wish 14 had shit like that. But there's no way I'm going through that big ass map and going, man, let me keep it going. There's no way. I couldn't do it. Because I was spoiled with 14. I got spoiled.
Everybody was after World of Warcraft. Everybody was spoiled. But if anybody started on FF11, every MMO is a joke. It's a fucking every MMO is a joke. I was playing FF14. I'm playing FF14, and I'm like, damn, this is like 20, 50 times better than 11. Wish I had the time for it, but
like
the only reason I'm saying that is because I went through the suffering of FF11.
And like, I went from Guild Wars 2 to FF14, and Guild Wars 2 is by far the second. Like, I preferred Guild Wars 2 over World of Warcraft because their living world was something that is Marvel. Plus, their pay model, you couldn't beat. You couldn't beat Guild Wars 2's play model. You buy the expansion, and that was it. There's no subscription. There's none of that. You just buy the expansion. And when you look at 14 and you realize that their pay model is egregious, but the gameplay, the amount of shit you can do in it, it's sad, but it kind of gives the game a pass. There's no reason why we should have the subscription plus buying the expansion pack at the same time. But the amount of shit you can do in it kind of gives it a pass. Everyone should play Final Fantasy 14.
Everyone. I played it for a little bit.
So did I.
Jump in and play a dancer. Jump in and play like the Gunbreaker. It's basically Squall. Okay.
Right now, I'm really hooked on Lost Ark.
Ooh.
I'm having too much fun with it. I've really developed a lot of time, and I've built a lot of things. Like it's essentially like a better version of the Mog House, but my my fortress that I have, like my land, like I haven't even gone into the manor and started to like furnish it yet. I've been busy sending out so you get dispatches, so you have like you run like a ship, so you have like multiple ships you could send out, and they go out and they do like missions and they gain treasure. You could go out into your own ship and go to different islands and do it yourself, and that's just the stuff you do in the seas. Then you have all the main quests that's on the continent for your character, leveling up your character's classes, and it's pretty expensive. It's like, but the mechanics for it is a lot like Diablo.
That's what I was gonna ask.
I hear Diablo 4 coming out this year. Diablo 4 coming out this year.
I'm buying that. I don't care. See, wait a minute. Blizzard is a terrible company.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
why so many people went to Lost Ark because it's better than
I've
it's
been
like
playing Diablo since Diablo 1 back when we were in high school.
Lost Ark is like it's like what Diablo Immortal would have done if they didn't get greedy.
I ain't even bother playing
Mhm.
Immortal. I don't even know if I didn't play that. When I said phone, nah, I don't play freaking phone crap.
No, once I learned the analytics of the game, I didn't play Diablo Immortal. Like Lost Ark looks good. It looks good.
It's a pretty ass game. It's so gorgeous, bro.
Yo, Diablo is like a dungeon mash. It's
I
not
still
a lot
play
of
Diablo
story.
3.
It's just like a game you want to go in there and just crush. You can probably play like in a week or two, beat it, and that's it. Move on.
Yeah, no, I still
I
play
usually play Diablo
3.
when it comes out for like a month. Super dedicated. Then after that, after I beat it like in every difficulty,
Right.
I go for normal,
I
nightmare, hell.
I
Then
played.
usually I quit.
I went. I got Diablo 3, and I played it for a while, and I was just like, I'm like, it's mostly dungeon bash. Like, if I want the story, I could read it somewhere. But
Yeah, the story's a little nice. The cutscenes are good, but Tyrael, I love that.
and then I went, and then when I came,
Archangel
then I
Tyrael.
went to I think me and Rick were Rick was playing for a bit too. We went and visited New York that a little bit after that, and then Darren shows us his fucking monk, and he's like, "Oh, look at where I'm at, Diablo 3. Look at my monk, yo. His monk was just a whirlwind of chaos and death across the entire
I played
landscape,
Necromancer.
the entire
and
landscape
I play
of Diablo
Barbarian.
3, and we're just looking at this like I'm like, this is what you built your character up to. He's like, yeah. I'm like, this is pretty much. I'm like, you're at the peak of this game already. Like he literally whirlwinds through the entire fucking game. Do everything. Everything's just dead. I'm like, that's it.
Usually,
That's what this
can I give
game's
my
been reduced to. I'm like, but then again, so Diablo 2 was like this with the fucking
Diablo 2
barbarian
was
and
the
all that
one.
other
Louis,
shit. So I'm
Diablo
like,
3, I played every Diablo
it's
with
like
my
what you
brother.
said. It's just a dungeon bash. Just
It's a dungeon bash. Listen, if my brother's not a gamer, you guys know my brother. He's not a gamer, yet he likes Diablo because you don't have to think. It's just a dungeon bash.
it's just simple, yeah.
And it's funny. He usually plays a sorcerer wizard, but it's a blaster cannon wizard. You know me, I like complex wizard, battlefield control. He plays like a glass cannon. And that's what we did for Diablo 3, like in Hell mode, before they did the patch. We did it before they did the patch. They had to make it easier because people were getting killed. He made like a nuclear weapon sorceress, just pure blast. I made my barbarian pool tank pretty much. Just there, kiting, whatever. And that's what he does. He just like shoot, nukes the crap out of all these freaking demons in Hell mode while I'm like trying to kite. Because in Hell mode, it doesn't matter how tanky you are. Those shit, like in 3 hits, will kill you.
that shit one-shots you.
Yeah, so that was like the strategy that me and him always use. It's like, I'm always the barbarian. Woo woo. Just have, and I'm usually fast, just kiting everything. And he just like the Ghostbuster, just exterminating them. Like, yeah, good times, good times.
Oh,
I went to Florida to go play Diablo 3 with him. I actually took a week off, went to Florida, took my laptop over there, and we grind that shit in 1 week. We beat every freaking mode.
he must be ready for Diablo 4.
Oh yeah, he
I
tried to get
will
me.
buy
He tried to get me for
Diablo 4.
Diablo Immortal, Lewis, in the phone. I'm like, nah, man, I ain't playing that crap.
I am quite clear. I will buy Diablo 4.
Yeah. So wait, those stats you put up, that was with the +2?
No, that was not.
And what'd you add it to?
Intelligence.
Yeah, should have known. Which?
Oh, I gotta choose my stats. Okay, let me see.
Yeah, we'll get the stats call tonight, and on WhatsApp we can fill out all the rest.
I'm gonna start putting my I'm gonna start writing my role play, my background for my child or preteen.
Lewis, so some of the archetypes that I want to choose, it doesn't really take effect until like way later, Paladin level 4 and above. Should I even bother? Just keep a vanilla Paladin now, or what?
What?
Let me see my stats.
Well, what archetype are you talking about?
Yeah, I got a choice to make. Should I give her 12 intelligence or 10? Or low? I don't know. I'm trying to decide whether to keep. It's between intelligence and wisdom. I'm trying to decide whether to keep them both at 10 or to go with intelligence 12, wisdom 8. I see her being a little bit small. I prefer to play a little smarter character than a wise character, especially since 12 intelligence. That's considered above average intelligence, right?
That's above average.
Okay, good. Yeah, I think I might go with the 12 intelligence. I mean, the paladin has good will save, anyways.
Oh yeah, they get to add their charisma to their saves. Also.
Yeah, it's a strong will plus the charisma. Yeah, I think I'd rather put 12 on intelligence. All right. Yeah, I'm gonna go with the point by Lewis. All right. So you want me to put the base stats, or you want me to include the racial stats too?
Yeah, include the racial ones, which was what +4 charisma and +2 strength.
Yeah. All right. So I'll add it here too. All right. Charisma. I think 16. So it'll be 16 plus 4, 20. You could go with a 17, but in point by that costs a lot of points. Getting that 17. I think I'm gonna leave it at 16. I mean, because she's already getting +4. I think that's already a lot to begin with. So yeah, I'm gonna keep that at 16 because I want to have good. Believe it or not, paladins are a little mad. They kind of need good stats in a lot of area.
Yeah, they're not a little mad.
Yeah,
They're better in Pathfinder though.
Yeah, it's better
Oh
Pathfinder.
yeah, they took the required high wisdom.
Oh, I'm glad they don't need wisdom because imagine if you needed like high wisdom for spellcasting. That will suck. It's almost like you need every stat.
3.5, it was like that. They needed wisdom, charisma, strength. I think their dump stats was like dex and intelligence.
Yeah,
you need a
no,
decent
dex,
constitution.
dex and intelligence. I kind of don't want to dump her dex. I know that paladins don't need dex that much, but I don't know. I kind of want to be able to use bows. And maybe in the future, maybe go combat reflex. I'm not sure yet. I don't know what.
I mean, what if you're gonna be wearing heavy armor, yeah, the dex doesn't really matter. I mean, because they got max dex bonus, so it's only a.
If you wearing heavy armor, even if it you're not getting the dex bonus, you could still get combat reflex, right?
Yeah. The only thing the heavy armor does is it limits the dex bonus for armor class, but
unless you're wearing like a mithril
not to
armor.
everything else. Yeah, if you're wearing mithril armor, yeah, helps. But I think it increases the dex bonus another 2.
Yeah, I've seen that celestial armor. It's a plate mail that gets you like unless you use like +5.
But
dex.
Even with the heaviest armors in mithril, you're not gonna get much benefit out of an 18 dex still.
Nah. Yeah.
So like,
I think 14 dexes.
so like +1 or +2 dex is decent. It's good for like.
For some reason, I cannot. Oh, now I can. Okay. All right, there you go, Lewis.
All right.
I think those are pretty good stats. Yeah, definitely.
That was point by? Huh.
Yeah, point by. Yeah, it's really supposed to be 16 charisma and.
Well,
and 14,
yeah, 16 and 14. Yeah,
it's 14 strength and
got
16
the bonus from the.
It's the bonus for Asima, right?
All right. All right, got the stats. Fill out the sheets during the week. You guys got your stats, so you should be able to know what you. Yeah, I mean, you guys can look up your.
So we got to choose our feats, and we're getting 2 traits also, right? 2 traits.
I did say traits, didn't I?
You did say so before, yeah, because I already wrote it down on my sheet.
Yeah, I mean, you guys, if there's 2 traits. Yeah.
2 traits is like the equivalent of like 1 feat.
Yeah, they said a trait is like a half a feat worth.
It's a half a feat. They even have a feat that gives you 2 additional traits.
Yeah, they do. There's a feat that gives you.
So
2
there you go.
traits.
Yeah, and you said no action points now, right? So I guess we're like in We're not in normal difficult. We're in hard mode now, right?
It
Well,
would
we
be
were in
fun.
easy mode. I guess now it's normal mode. Nah, not easy mode. City of Shadow could have been devastating too.
Mm-hmm.
We just play that smart.
That was good, man.
Yeah.
But yeah, so I mean, yeah,
So I guess,
you guys
I
just
guess
need to figure out,
these three
your
characters are from Daggerford, so at least that makes it easy. Then they all know each other.
Yep.
And Luna and Sophia already have a past.
yeah, that's gonna help me like read. And now I know where to like. Now when I go to read up more and research more, I know what I can focus on, and then bring it. Like I definitely want this to be more immersive and more story based. Even with like when it comes to the abilities too, like when we came up with with Luna's like origins of a witch, and not just an origin of a witch, but also like the origins of her archetype.
Mm.
You know, I mean, you already did that with your summoner.
Yeah.
Um, so yeah, even the origin, even of a feat. I mean, it depends on the feat. You know, if you're getting a feat that's like, that's like involves like some story in it, like I'm gonna take Shadow Weave magic for example. But if
Mm.
you're taking a feat that's like that, I can see coming naturally. Like probably in battle or whatever, like combat reflexes. I'm not gonna go all too crazy about.
Well, there's a lot of feats that you can only select at level 1. There's like those unique feats that you
Yeah,
gotta be character level 1. So I want to review some of those.
but yeah, you guys can start like looking up what feats you want, how your skill points are gonna go. Don't forget about your background skills.
Oh yeah.
Indeed.
Your spells. Um,
I don't got no spells.
the witch does.
Oh, the witch.
I
In
do.
fact, I'm gonna have to throw up on WhatsApp. Because what I did, I don't know if I did all 9 levels of witch. Did I do all 9 levels? I painstakingly. This is my only
At least,
issue.
at least the first 3 levels.
This is
At
my
least the first 3 levels.
this is my only issue when it comes to like unique spell lists.
Because you're trying to incorporate from other classes, other
Right.
books.
Well, yeah. I have to go through. I had to go through all
Only focus on the first two,
the
only like the first
the.
3 levels.
I had to go through all the third edition fucking
We're not gonna be level
spells.
I
7.
was only looking at the spell witch list on
Oh, there's
Pathfinder.
more.
Oh.
Because I went through every single third edition spell and had to be like, should I add this to the witch list or should I not?
How does it work for witches? Do they have access to cast any spells they want from their list?
Yo,
Or they have
there's
to
a
select?
specific list
They're like a
of.
wizard. They have to like store
Have to compare?
their magic in the
Also, they have to
familiar.
select. They have to
They have
select
to
what
select
spells.
it. But like instead of their magic being in a spell book, it's in their
I
familiar.
mean,
Yeah.
but is it like a
But they
cleric
can
that they have
collect more.
access
They
to
can
the
collect
entire?
more spells and
Is it
Yeah,
like a
from.
cleric that they have access to the entire spell list and they just choose what they want?
yeah. I mean,
You know
so
what I
well,
mean?
it's like a wizard.
No, wizard, not really. Wizard is
Well,
whatever you have
wizard
in your
can have
spell.
that's what I'm saying. It's the same as a witch. They can have whatever spell that's in their familiar.
Okay, so it's not like they start out with like every level 1 witch spell they
Yeah,
can.
no, they don't do
Yeah,
that.
They got to
yeah.
select
They
only
have
a
to
limited
select,
few.
yeah, but
That's what I meant.
they can add more later as they
Not like a
play.
cleric. That's why clerics are
Yeah,
freaking so
no, it's not like
OP.
a divine
Cleric is like,
caster
here, the entire level 1. Choose whatever the hell you want.
or most divine casters. Yeah,
Most of my caster, yeah.
I think oracles have to choose, inquisitors have to choose.
The spontaneous
Oh, the
spellcasters usually,
spontaneous ones, you
yeah,
have to choose.
like Favor Soul,
Yeah,
Oracle.
favorite soul.
Mhm.
No, yeah, I had to painstakingly go through every third edition spell and analyze the fuck out of them and be like, does this fit on a witch spell list or does it not?
Yeah, that's hard.
Oh
Oh,
shit.
it's hard. Well, because yeah. Well, what I did was I looked at the entire first level.
I mean, what you could also do
I
also,
looked at
Tony,
all the first level witch spells.
let's say you're
And
looking at
I
3.5 spells.
and I compared every single one. I'm like, okay, this is on the list because they wanted witches to do this. This is on the list because they wanted witches to do that. this, and I had to like look at that. I'm just looking at first level spells, and I'm like, oh, okay, so I have an idea of the theme that they're going
Some of them
for.
are easy, like curse,
Okay.
hex
Some
spells,
of them are easy. Like every
hex
single spell that involves curses,
curses.
I threw it right in the
Yeah,
witch spell list. That was easy.
yeah.
But there were other things, because like some of the witches spells that I've seen can be found on the druid spell list, and some,
Oh,
so
that's unique. Yeah.
I was like, okay, like they weren't making them like they weren't trying to make them like wizard druid, but they wanted witches to have like access to some nature based magic because of the stereotypical trope of like the witch living in the woods and she can cast spells involving like animals or if like
I'm surprised they don't
you
get
know
brew potion as a bonus feat.
right.
They're known for like brewing potions and
Yeah,
concoctions.
but I can fucking cook people and
Love
eat them.
potions, eat
Okay,
people. Man, don't do that shit
Oh,
in
you're
front of
talking
my
about that hex? Yeah.
I can
Um,
fucking cook
I
people
think
and
it's a
eat them.
hex that does that. Anyway,
very good steak. Oh, a
so
very good
yeah,
steak.
yeah, it wasn't easy because so like I had to look at druids. I had to look at the druid spells. I had to look at the wizard spells, and I had to look through. I looked through I think some cleric spells. There was a very few cleric spells in the witches spell. Very
The
few.
nature domain, maybe.
I
Or,
think raised dead might have been one of them. I think. I don't know. Was it raised dead on the witches spell list? I'm curious.
That's an I can't cook people. That's an
well,
evil
race
thing.
that is in Pathfinder. If they don't have it in Pathfinder for Witch, then they're not supposed to get it.
No, no, no. I know that.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, and that was another easy thing. Like if I saw a certain spell at first level, then that was very similar to a spell from third edition. Then I was like, I know that belongs in the witches list. So some of them were easy. Some of them I really had to give it a lot of thought. I really had to look at a spell and be like, should this belong in the witch's spell list? Should a witch be able to cast this? Would it fit the theme of a witch if they casted this or not? And
I will never be a
that
spellcaster
was the
like
pain in the
Claudius,
ass. But
but
I
like
I think I
I'm
did it.
taking some information from Claudius. Okay,
Mhm.
I'll never be Claudius, but like I'm going to embrace the feeling of Claudius when it comes
Yeah,
to spellcasting.
yeah, yeah,
Like curious.
yeah.
Yep.
Witches have raised dead.
I'll never be able to do time stop,
They have
but
raised
like
dead.
I'm
Like
gonna
I
do
said,
something close to it.
there's a few.
I'm looking forward to your character though. I know you're gonna find some unique, hex or some unique combos there, some combo breakers.
Yeah, they got. Yeah, I mean, raised. Yeah, they have raised dead. Although
Have access to level 9
raised dead
spells.
is a sixth level spell instead of a
I'm
fifth.
gonna start hitting people with misfortune. Let's go.
Oh, you got misfortune? Now
I got misfortune.
that's definitely a spell that Claudius approves. He loves those kind of spells. Yeah, that's a good one.
That
Oh,
motherfucker got
oh,
reroll.
you know what's another spell that should go on the witch list? It's actually from 3.5.
I don't think
Unluck.
that's even a spell. I think
Unluck.
that's just a hex.
Yo,
Oh,
unluck.
unluck. Yeah, of course I
Unluck.
put that. Of course I
Yeah,
put.
misfortune is just a
Of course
Yeah.
hex.
I put that on the wish spell list. For
Okay. Unluck is a level 3 spells. You know, like we used to do, like Cynthia and Claudius, like Alter Fortune. You get the reroll. Unluck is like the opposite of
sure.
that.
See, yeah, I
Let's say
have.
like
Yeah, I put that on the
yeah,
witch's spell
let's
list
say like
real quick.
a full
Wait, why put that as a spell if I can get that as a hex?
what unluck?
Misfortune. It's the same thing.
Is it?
Yeah.
A hex is better because you can do it all the time, right?
Yeah. No, that's not no. They
Once
can
per-
only be affected once a day.
once a day for a hex?
Yes.
Well, that's very limited though. You want a hex that you could use at least minimum once per encounter.
Hmm.
You know what hex is a good hex? I was planning on making a well, that's for this campaign. I was looking at a what is it? Because I do want to make this kind of character ones a magus, and they have like this archetype hex. So I got to read up a little bit about which is hex for that character concept I had in mind. And there's this like flight hex. I think it's like level 2. That
Yep.
shit looks dope.
Yep. I know what you're talking about.
I think witches are like the character that will get access to flight at the lowest level. I think like a level 2, level 3, you can already fly and stuff.
Nah, I think that's summoner.
Summoner how?
I think summoner gets access to fly earlier, or is it? Alchemist.
Yeah.
Hexes.
So do
Witches
witches and
get
hex.
if you took the hex, you get flight at first level.
Yeah, first level. Yeah, I think it's like
You can
very, very.
use a
Oh,
feather
never
fall.
mind. Nah, I think
It's first level feather fall, second, third level levitate, and then anything after that is fly. At fifth level, you get fly.
Also, it's at fifth level you get fly, but that same hex it acts at level 1. You're considered to have feather fall. Level 2 or 3, it gives you without having to select a new hex. It's just the same hex, right? Level
Yeah.
3, it gives you
Levitate.
and then at level 5, flight. You're not using your spell slot or anything.
see,
It's almost
yeah,
like
I remember. So it's at the same level as Alchemist. So Alchemist, there's an ability you could take where it'll give you um natural flight, but I think you could get it. The earliest you could get it is level 5. It's like a class ability you could get. It gives you like wings.
Red Bull.
So it's actually better than supernatural flight because that could be turned off or dispelled. It
true,
gives you natural flight
true.
at level 5.
For
True.
what? The Alchemist?
Yeah,
Is the extract called Red Bull?
you got jokes.
Oh shit! I was like, yo, word Alchemist? They got something that gives them wings. Motherfuckers are making brewing for
And-
Red Bull in the fucking in the shop. I was like, oh shit! Witches begin that flight. I've seen this flight. I didn't know they get it that early. I thought there was a level cap. I mean, a level climb. Yeah, I'm about to I'm gonna save this and I'm gonna send it to you, Antonio, because this is the witches list with the third edition spells added in with it.
Oh, Lewis, since we're in Daggerford, do we get to start out with the regional starting equipment? I saw that they have like you could select. I was looking that up and I
Yeah,
forgot.
I can let you guys. Yeah, I'll let you all know like what's starting equipment.
I looked it up.
I start with nothing but 0.
Let's go, bro. So like, what's happening next session?
Are we actually gonna start playing next time, or are we gonna
I
continue
mean,
session?
we get these characters done.
Yeah,
So we'll continue session 0 next time, like to get the characters completed.
No, yeah, I'm saying
we were doing that during the week.
I'm
We turned our
saying yeah.
characters
I mean,
Oh
cause
yeah, we can do that too.
you guys got your stats. You can pick your feats
Friday
and
night,
skills and
I got free time, so I could work on my.
I got
character
free
tomorrow.
time. Let's go.
I'm gonna work on my character sheet tomorrow night, man. Tomorrow
Right.
afternoon.
I know, Louis. You had sent me some articles from like I forgot. I think Pathfinder about the alternate class features, or the not the alternate class features, but the archetypes for summoner in regards um to aberrations. So that should still be in the media file, right? In the media section of our group chat on WhatsApp.
I'm
yeah,
so
I think it
interested
should
in
still
this.
be in there.
I'm so interested in the summoner right now. Like, I need to see how godlike this summoner is.
It's gonna be interesting.
The theme is gonna be very, very tight.
Yeah. That background was fucking godlike.
All right.
Theme's gonna be tight.
Damn, was there any from the third party content?
Are we doing third party content? I didn't think we were.
I have some.
But you don't tell us what. So
Nigga.
I don't think we use no third party content for the last group. Because you usually like spells from all these weird books I never got any of those spells. I'm like,
I didn't think we were doing third level because like
The third party
there's a lot
content
of
is
shit from third party content, but
it's
go bowl press.
it's for DMs to play with. It's, no,
oh,
actually no.
oh, now it makes sense. Oh,
No, there is third party material that I do allow. Quite a lot of it actually.
is that like
I have
originally
a
like from like Azio's website?
I have a document that I've been putting together that of like third party content that I trust
Oh shit!
and that I
Look at this
use
spell list, my guy.
and that I think is okay to add to the game.
What, like Dream Scar Press?
Obviously, I don't allow
Bro.
all of it because that would be insane. But yeah, Dream Scar Press for sure, definitely Dream Scar Press because it's all
Bro, look at this
Psionic
richest spell
Pathfinder,
list just for
and
first
they did a great
level.
job on it. Like it's
I think so too.
fantastic to how they wrote it. So definitely
I gotta
Dream Scar
prep
Press.
spells.
Legend. There's a bunch of legendary games books that I've been looking through and using those. And
I've never prepped
Samurai
spells in my
Sheepdog.
life.
Is there which ones on here too?
Look at these spells. I've never prepped spells in my life.
Enjoy.
I'm so excited for this.
Yeah, you guys are gonna have a blast, man.
Man,
how many do you choose at first? It was like 3 plus. I know you choose
3 is a lot.
I might go back to Spellcaster next EP.
Though I'm so fucking hyped for this. This is one hell of a learning.
I'm pissed you guys don't got spell books though, because my paladin later on she could like learn spells from like borrowed spell books, and y'all don't got spell books.
I can learn. I can take spell books and take them and put them into my
the familiars.
familiar.
Yeah, the familiars store all of the spells, and you commune with your familiar to get your magic.
So you could give me a spell book, and I can put that spell into.
Yeah, as long as it's a
familiar.
spell that a witch can cast.
Our character can do that, Lewis. Let's say my paladin eventually could learn
hold
like.
on, let me see.
Spells.
I'm looking. Hold on.
Like I know they have scrying spell, but that's later in level.
Witches don't have access to transmutation spells, do they?
A witch can. Okay, here we go. A witch can also add additional spells to a familiar through a special ritual. Adding spells to witch's familiar. They add them through several methods.
I can only learn it through a scroll.
Mm.
I can only do it through a scroll.
You can learn them as you gain levels. Okay. You get 2 every level. Familiar teaching familiar. Witch's familiar can learn spells from another witch's familiar. Or learn from a scroll.
So I couldn't do it through a spell book.
No. Now, if if a wizard or a sorcerer ever handed you a scroll, that's the you could.
I already know what familiar I would want to be. What I would want it to be.
What kind of familiar? You don't know yet. It's not a lot of familiar.
It would be a scorpion. I would want a scorpion. That would probably be the best. Familiars are so.
That shit is creepy looking.
I mean, as a starter familiar, yeah, and you could keep it. You don't necessarily have to change.
Because one of the things like the research I've done is like it's tough to do a familiar and not have it die in fucking combat.
Yeah, that's why I don't like familiars.
So I would do a scorpion so it could stay with me, and if anything happened, I could like use its stealth checks to move it effectively.
There's all sorts of familiars you can have. Although to get the advanced ones, you would have to be higher level. Get improved familiar. You can get pseudo dragon. You can get you can get a dragon familiar too.
Improved familiar.
But there's feats for that. You can
different familiars.
get an imp. Get a
if we were playing second edition, I could take the feat recall familiar, but
This guy looking at second edition Pathfinder shit.
Well, I know that second edition D&D Pathfinder.
Wait, what is recall familiar in second edition? Because they probably have it in first edition too.
Bro, if we had it in first edition, like, don't get me started.
What does it do?
It allows you. It's like once a day you can put your familiar or recall your familiar back to your position.
They have something like that in first edition. Yeah. Yeah, they do. I don't know.
Is that a feat?
I can't remember if it was a feat. I know there's a spell that does it, but I know there's a feat. There might be a feat. And I know there's a spell, and I know...
What?
Yo, familiars get a lot. There's a lot of shit.
Let's see you this.
Third edition had a lot of shit for familiars. Pathfinder had a lot. Pathfinder had a whole book. A whole book.
This was the first thing that
For
came
just
to
familiars.
my,
Actually, I might as well
research.
just... Let me just send the book through here as well. Hold on. They had a whole book on familiars.
That website was the first. That link was the first thing that came up. Was recall familiar, but that was in second edition.
I'm pretty sure there's a...
Because it mentioned like 3 action activities, which I assumed that was just second.
Yeah,
edition.
that's second edition because they have like a big action economy where you get 3 actions and like everything you do requires a certain number of actions. Casting a spell takes 2 actions. Shit like that. I think it's like a 3 action economy. Doing a full attack is like costs 3 actions. Shit like that. What is this book? It's called Familiars and the Familiar Folio. There you go. Enjoy this.
All right, so far we're missing like 2 critical roles. Maybe the summons could take care of that though. We're missing some sort of rogue skills, trap finding, and clerical magic.
Oh, okay. Let me download that right now. I didn't know that was a full book base.
Hopefully this campaign doesn't have a lot of traps and shit. Otherwise we'll be in trouble.
Because my original thing was to do someone that could do a familiar that could hide.
You can summon your familiar to your side once per day. Must be within 1 mile.
Trap finding.
Yeah, I know there's a first edition version.
You can always use celestial monkeys if anything.
Holy shit! I did not know this book existed.
Yeah, I'm not sure how good trap finding.
And then again, you know what I was thinking?
Wait,
in the lower
does this apply to the witches familiars?
Yeah, the familiar.
Oh,
we can just interact with certain NPCs like, yo.
I don't know. I was just basing it on the list that you're given for the witches familiar.
Oh, I mean, there's so many familiars too. I can't even keep track of them. Shit, I mean,
bro, I'm gonna have a.
Well, because I'll be looking through. I'll be looking at monsters and stuff in the bestiaries or the monster books, and then there'll be an entry. There'll be like a 2-sentence entry that's like, spellcaster can acquire this as a familiar at this level if they take the familiar feat. I'm like, oh shit, like 10 familiars in this book.
Oh shit! I'm gonna have to read
there's a
this.
type of celestial you can have as a familiar. I think it's a type of archon. It's like a flying helmet or some shit like that. I think it's called like a Carissian archon or some shit, or a Carissian angel. Oh, Carissian angel. But anyway, all right. Till next week, then. In the meantime, yeah, work on looking at your feats. I mean, picking your feats, picking your spells, picking your skills, your background skills, your traits.
Yeah, I might have questions about feats throughout the week. I'll just ask you.
Traits and I mean, let's just focus on the first.
Feats, traits, what else? Oh, I guess for starting gear, starting gold. We
Oh,
can just
I'll
I
let
can
you
just get
guys.
the average from the class, right? I'm just gonna go with the average. I'm not gonna roll.
Oh, for the gold piece cost, yeah, you could.
Yeah.
Oh shit! I probably should look into that.
Yeah, maybe you guys want to roll. I'm not gonna roll. I'm gonna take the average.
I mean,
Whatever they have average for there.
great. Yeah, you guys can just spend your time filling out the character. I'll make five now. Meantime, I'll researching. Making
I
these,
think I
making
went over time.
having the backgrounds that I have, I can fill in. I can
Well,
use these backgrounds to fill in a lot more shit into the backgrounds,
Let
starting
me
goal.
start. Let me
and
start.
even have their backgrounds integrate into the adventure path.
Let me start writing that background before she meets Claudius. Ooh, I can't wait.
All right, guys.
Starting goal.
You guys have a good night, man. That was fun.
This
Yeah, it was
was
fun.
this was a. I've never
Good
done
night,
such
guys.
a hero. This
Yeah,
was lit.
looking forward to
Right,
this campaign
and yeah,
beginning.
we do have a couple of more roles to fill in this group. So if you guys know anybody that wants to play, let me know.
Will do.
There, guys.
All right. Have a good
Bye.
Bye,
night.
man.